Hey guys, and welcome! I'm a Rubber Duck of War, and I introduce you guys to the glorious carnage here of the Season 9 Death Before Dishonour Grand Finals. It is going to be an absolute scrap. We have Ice Power up against Riffle Shuffle in Game 1, followed by Daktar versus Dr. Jellyfish. That's going to be two best-of-3 semi-finals, followed by a best-of-5 final. Now, some of you guys might be a little bit confused, like, hey Ducky, I swear we had a Grand Finals just last week, and we actually did. We had Season 8 Grand Finals last week, but Season 9 was going on during the duration between the end of Season 8 and that Finals, so we're going to be moving straight on here to the Season 9 Grand Finals, and I could not be more excited. It's going to be absolutely epic. I'm a tiny bit under the weather. I have just done like two back-to-back videos, one of them quite long as well, casting wise, so hopefully my voice will hold up, but I'm sure you guys in chat will fuel me with the power to keep casting. I'm very excited to hop in here. Looks like we may be seeing some Dark Elves versus Chaos, so I believe it was Riffle Shuffle to pick and ban first here today. He picks Warriors of Chaos, bans Wood Elves and Vampire Counts. Ice Power snap pick in there the Dark Elves. He actually really likes this matchup quite a bit. I've spoken to him about it before in the past, and he's like, yeah, I'm all about it. I don't know why people keep trying to counter my Dark Elves with Chaos, so I'm sure he has a trick or two up his sleeve. But what's up, people? What's up, what's up? I'm disappointed I don't get to see an Ice Power versus Void game. They're always fun for the audience. Yeah, Void didn't make it, unfortunately, to this Grand Finals, but did, of course, do very good on the last one. What's up, Edwin? Jeremy, Torox the Brass Bull, Mr. For Poland, Pantalinade, also known as Fantalinade, I think. Jeremy, Cap Morgan, DM Mag says, greeting, Ruster. Capt Morgan, the god of all ducks, is even blessing us with his appearance here. And Rebane Fantasy. Hope you guys are doing all good today. I'm super pumped to hop into this and just get ready down and gritty with the old scraps. So it looks like Ice Power's ready to go. He was raring. Riffle Shuffle is also raring to go. And let me check. Did I pick? I feel like I picked their names the wrong way around. I did. So let's quickly switch that out. Change their names around. So boop, let's put Ice Power down here for now. There we go. So Riffle shall be on the right side. Mr. Ice Power on the left. Very excited though. Who's your money on, guys? We should probably do a poll, but if these guys are ready, we'll hop in straight away. We do a poll after Game 1. Who you think's going to win between XMT's very own Ice Power and the might of Mr. Riffle Shuffle, which is a really cool name for one. I believe it comes from the idea of riffling and shuffling those cards. I'm not sure if he represents VM or not. I can't remember. Maybe he was once a member and wasn't now. I don't know. I seem to remember him having a clan tag before. My favourite part is when the Hydra rips the snotty elf apart. Yeah, I must admit, I am actually really proud of myself for that opening video that I created. It's up there on the channel as well, it's in entirety, if you ever guys want to go and like watch it and all that good stuff. What's up, Mr. Wicked D? How are you, champ? Ice Power on Dark Elves wins this one, I feel. Ice Power on Dark Elves wins most things. It's kind of his go-to, his comfort faction. And is it going to be Marathi Double Manticore? It is! So the Ice Power Classic is well and truly in the building. Double Pharaoh Manticore in the skies with Marathi simply coming in with Soul Stealer and all her items and bound spells and that good stuff. This is true classic Ice Power right now, and it's we love to see it. We love to see it. It wouldn't be the same game if you didn't bring it. So Double Pharaoh Manticore and Marathi up in the sky. We do indeed have, it looks like 3 Squadron of Chariots. I think they're quite crucial here. A load of Dark Riders dotted throughout the front battle line here, and their main job today is to protect the Dark Riders and Repeater Crossbows, who are currently deployed just in front of them, as well as those Squadron of Chariots, and then a load of cheap and rather uncheerful, as their name would suggest, Dread Spears, who are simply chaff here, born to die in the name of the dark gods that the elves worship. For the forces of Chaos here, we do have some Warhounds guarding either flank, a little skirmish cav in the middle in the form of Marauder Horsemen. We have some Chaos Warriors with great weapons and some Chaos Marauders just dotted throughout. A load of skirmish cav actually, oh my god, that's going to be the max amount I assume. Yeah, mixture of Horse Masters and Horsemen. We have a double Exalted Hero in the sky, I'm assuming both with Mark of Khorne. Looks like one with Mark of Khorne, one completely naked. Riffle Shuffle obviously trying to get in some good boy points with the caster today, because he has brought a gigantic, disgusting, ugly, but nonetheless powerful Duckling in his build, coming in with just Final Transmutation on the Everwatcher there. Should be good fun. I like both builds quite a bit. There is going to be an insane amount of skirmish. I do worry slightly, though, for the forces of Chaos here, because those Squadron and Chariots are so nice at countering Horsemasters and Horsemen due to the fact they can kite them rather effectively and kill models quickly, and that is sometimes a big deciding factor in these early skirmish games. But who's your money on? Taurox will root for Chaos. I mean, that's understandable, bud. It is understandable. Let's grab a snuzz and enjoy the stream. What's up, Rev? Oh god, I'm gonna butcher your name the same. Rev Nows. How's it going, dude? What's up, Void? Go Riffle. Looks like he is representing his homie here. For those who didn't see it, Void was taking part in last week's Death Before Dishonour Grand Finals, and did a rather stellar job. I won't ruin the ending for you of that tournament if you have yet to see it, but the armies are now bomb rushing towards each other, and it looks like a few shots are popped into Chaos Warhounds, not really doing too much damage, but here they go, hitting those horsemen, and already you can see a couple of horsemen do fall from their steeds down into the dirt, and that's just what the Dark Elves want here. Load of damage has been done to horsemen in general. The Everwatcher's taken a little bit of poke here, but to be honest, he has ridiculous missile resistance, so he won't be too fast whatsoever. Now, Dark Riders normally lose skirmish battles because they cannot 360 no-scope their enemies whilst riding away, but that's why you have the Squadron of Chariots. I think the Chaos here have to get aggressive and really try to get to grips with the Dark Elves as swiftly as possible. A lot of people are scared of skirmish. Bomb rush it. Make your opponent make mistakes, and it looks like already, no, Dark Riders are going to engage. I thought they were going to sit still and take a charge from the Warhounds there, but Ice Power's micro, as ever, is on point. Looks to be charging into the Warhounds and decides, you know what, I'm actually going to fall back and try to retreat. Up in the skies, the Exalted Heroes are currently tussling with a Manticore. They don't want to take this fight, simply due to the fact Morathi is nearby. She has some very, very powerful Hex abilities, which do lower the melee attack of these Exalted Heroes, meaning the Feral Manticores, normally lesser warriors, would actually be able to overwhelm the Exalted Heroes rather comfortably. Dark Riders are turning and engaging. Looks like some Horsemasters are getting pulled out of position, and so far it looks like the early skirmish game has certainly gone in the favour of Ice Power and the Dark Elves, but the Chaos are really going to shine in that melee fight. They're really comfortably going to overwhelm the Dread Spears and other units and drag them down, so the Dark Elves need to make sure they don't waste ammunition on targets that their infantry and other units could kill, because the ammunition, if that wanes, there's going to be so many Chaos left to seal the deal in the later stages of the battle. Everwatcher is bomb rushing forward right now. Dark Riders repeat a crossbow, starting to take quite a few javelins there to the face, and with the Exiled Heroes flying nearby, they rather wisely decide, you know what, we're simply going to fall back and retreat. Squadron of Chariots have been using combat mode. This is something I've noticed a few times from Ice Power, though. He does not take off fire at will, which, I mean, makes it a little bit easier to micromanage your Squadron of Chariots, but he also wastes a load of shots into units like Warhounds where you just don't want to be using that ammunition. Horsemen continue to push forward. Dark Riders are being driven back here. Double Exalted Heroes swoop from the skies. Bring death from the skies, brothers, as they try to descend on the Dark Riders, who rather wisely are going to fall back and retreat. Squadron of Chariots getting a little bit bold on this left-hand side, trying to push in and overwhelm the Chaos Marauders on the ground, but they're simply going to fall back at this moment, come back to the safety of more Squadrunners now that the Everwatcher is nearby. Exalted Heroes are taking this fight in the sky. I think this is really ill-advised right now because Morathi should be able to do a decent job. It looks like Final Transmutation is going to come down, and Ice tried to fall back from it, and it seems like he didn't really manage to dodge it too much, unfortunately. Feral Manticore taking a load of damage. You can see the effects still coming out on these guys. And not a bad trade to put us up in the skies. Now, this is the problem, though, for Ice Power and the Feral Manticores in general, is when they rampage, you cannot control them. It's jumping down on real cheap units in form of Marauders and opening itself up now to a bucket ton of pressure from the Marauder Horsemen. However, the Manticores want to be careful in the skies. If Morathi turns and engages this, she can easily overwhelm the Exiled Heroes, but it looks like Ice does slip up on his micro. Morathi a little bit late to the party. Going to be dropping a Soul Stealer, though, which might be able to turn this engagement in favour of the Dark Elves, and it's honestly quite a big engagement on who will win this battle. Manticore down on the ground is still alive, though rampaging. Dark Elves just dominating at the majority of the battlefield, though. But a load of horsemen are getting in, throwing those javelins and finishing off a Feral Manticore, but at what cost? One Exiled Hero is nearly dead, the other is really weakened at the moment. Morathi can simply outstrip them for speed, and then come in with another Soul Stealer later in the game. Everwatcher is looking very healthy at the moment. Manticore in the distance has managed to rally, but is currently just suppering on some Marauder Horseman javelins. It looks like he is now on the prowl and on the move once more. And the Squadron of Chariots, let's take a little stock. Very low on ammo. Very, very low on ammo. Of course, they can cycle charge, but Chaos Warriors are great weapons. Are really hard to cycle charge because they're absolutely beasts and they will punch back very hard. Good news for Ice and the Dark Elves, as there's a load of Dark Riders down here on the side, and the Repeater Crossbowmen still have decent ammunition. He's kind of kept that ammo a little bit better than he did with the Scourge Runner Chariots. Marafi's vibing right now. Looks like she's going to be hunting down one of the Exalted Heroes. Definitely wants to entice both of them into a duel and pop a Soul Sealer on them when she possibly can. Hopefully away from the Horse Masters and Horsemen, however. The great old Duck doing having a whale of a time, getting revenge on all those humans who have eaten crispy duck over the years. Up to 28 kills, not doing bad whatsoever, simply running over some Dread Spears, and a lot of the infantry corps for the Dark Elves has been dispatched and dealt with, but hey, that was kind of expected. It was often going to come down to the skirmish elements, and the Manticore once again has been rampaged here into Horsemen. Not the worst target for it, but it is also eating a load of shots, unfortunately, from the Horse Masters, but rather luckily for those Horsemen, it has now indeed broken and starting to run for its life. Dark Riders are repeatedly falling back, trying to waste the ammunition on these Horsemen and Horse Masters. And where's Marafi? Up to only 7 kills so far. She does need to be careful to pick and choose her engagements correctly, but she definitely wants to take the heroes in the air, where they cannot be supported down low by the Everwatcher and other units. Dark Riders Repeater Crossbows, raining some shots in, good usage of the Scourge Runner Chariots, getting very aggressive, pushing onto enemy infantry, and it looks like there may be enough to break here the Warhounds and the Marauders with the help of the Dark Riders and some missile support. This Exiled Hero is currently getting devoured and shot up by the Dark Riders, and in comes Marafin. She will have no problems whatsoever slapping this Exalted Hero, which is already broken, and minus 40 leadership. Yeah, he's not going to return to the battlefield anytime soon. Balance power is dead even, but with one Exalted Hero going down like this, it is a little bit rough for Chaos. That second one has no more friends, and Marathi will be much more happy now to engage him up in the skies where possible. Though the Exalted Hero may be able to escape here, he only has 300 HP, but hey, he still has all his damage output. The Everwatcher is desperately trying to retreat back to friendly forces, as Marathi is coming in for an assassination attempt. She probably won't be able to kill him, but she can force all the Chaos Warriors to come to her aid, and it looks like a fat Soul Sealer is going to go down, catching all the Horsemen and the Exalted Hero maybe. No! Lovely dodge there by Riffle Shuffle, ensuring that Marathi only caught one unit of Horse Masters and avoided all other key targets. Beautiful play there by the Chaos player, who I would say at the moment is currently in a state of disadvantage. Balance power disagrees with me. I mean, a lot of the Dark Elf forces on the ground are starting to break, but Marathi is so strong in the late game, up against basically all that remains for the Warriors of Chaos, apart from these Chaos Warriors with great weapons who do need to be dealt with. In the distance, Horsemen have been forced off, and it looks like one of the Pharaoh Manticores has returned. Could either go finish off that Exalted Hero, who has somehow rallied with 1 HP. That is insane. 1 hit point ain't nothing but a flesh wound, baby. He's back in action in the name of the Chaos Gods. Probably Torox whispering in his ear there. But the Chaos Warriors will simply get finished off, I believe, by a lot of the Repeater Crossbows, and Marathi will have an absolute blast up against the Everwatcher in combat. Likewise, this Exalted Hero, who is trying to kite away at the moment, but he won't have too many options soon with Marathi diving down on the Everwatcher like this. You can see his melee attack has been nerfed all the way down there to 10. Marathi is going to get hit with a final transmutation, which, you know, is going to do some okay work. Actually, it looks like he switched there, came down instead of an Arcane Conduit, realising he wasn't going to catch a majority of troops there. Nice little switchy-maroo. Soul Sealer does hit the Exalted Hero, however, going to be doing some nice damage to him, and likewise healing up Marathi, who's back up to full HP, which is a little bit scary. Dark Riders are starting to run out of crossbow bolts, and those Chaos Warriors are certainly still alive. Scourge Runner Chariots can do a lot of cycle charging, and you cannot get much of a closer game than this for our first game here in Death Before Dishonour Season 9 Grand Finals. This is the first best of 3, guys. The first best of 3. It's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy. Dark Riders shoot some shots into the rear there of the Horsemen, who are going to be falling back right now. Leadership not looking at too great on those guys, and it can anything kill Marathi. This is the problem. I mean, we do have some Horse Masters here who have some, 5 ammunition left, which is no joke. Unfortunately, Dark Riders will be kiting and shooting them. Poor Exiled Hero looks so beat up right now. If Marathi can get an engagement with him and then the Everwatcher separately. I don't see a way back in this full Riffle Shuffle, but remember, he does still have that final transmutation, and he certainly has the Winds of Magic to use it. So an Overcast one on Morathi, if she does not have a Soul Stealer ready, would be really lovely and clutch. Looks like Dark Rider's going to be getting hit by some form of magic here. What's this coming down? Oh no, it's the wand? Oh, it's going after the Horseman. Oh, okay. Probably would have been better going after the Exiled Hero, in my opinion, there. The Morathi is going to dive down, just right, forcing the Exiled Hero to flee for his life. Morathi will be getting up into the sky once more. She does want to take on these guys 2 for 1, and a lovely final transmutation. No, darted wide here by Ice Power. It was Overcast. It does manage to catch some of the Dark Riders, though, which is pretty good news, but it doesn't catch Morathi, and that is a massive, massive there for the Dark Elves. It shall force off this the Feral Manticore here, which is really good news, and we still have 42 Chaos Warriors, which is no joke, but Morathi now swoops in herself. Soul Stealer's going down. Exalted Hero needs to hold the line. Can he do it? I'm not sure. Horsemasters are charging in. Dark Rider's going to commit to the main fight as well. The Everwatcher, 3,500 HP. Morathi decides to fall back here rather than stand and fight, maybe trying to entice the Exalted Hero up into the sky. And do not get me wrong, Exalted Hero's hit really hard. Morathi has to kill that Finn before fighting the Everwatcher. Dark Riders do charge into Horsemen. Such a close game. Bounce power is slightly in favour of Chaos. Dark Riders need to get their butts moving and charge into combat. We have Poison Warhounds who, of course, with their poison could be very useful in the later stages of the game. Dark Riders actually still have 1 volley left. They do fire it off, it seems, and just completely miss. Oh no, that's the Horseman firing. Dark Riders have 1 volley themselves. Squadron of Chariots need to get ready to engage into combat as well. We do have some Dark Riders here who are currently fleeing in the distance, so these guys aren't going to come back whatsoever. Repair Crossbowmen are going to turn around and fire their last salvo of shots into the enemy, and they are aiming at, probably want to be doing the great weapons, I would say. Honestly, this Exiled Hero, I don't know why he's not charging Morathi after it to finish it off. He really needs to kill that hero as quickly as possible. Horsemasters are counter-skirmishing relatively effectively into the Dark Riders right now as Morathi continues to kite backwards as Ice Power starts to reposition, but it is basically what you see is what you get. We do have some Dark Riders on the periphery of the battlefield who are now making a move back to the main fight. Squadroners are really running for their life right now, and the Dark Riders need to start turning and shooting some shots. Looks like Morathi's floating back and forth, just trying to scare the opposition for now. She is going after that Manticore. Definitely wants to try and gobble it up and finish it off as quickly as possible. Squadrons are continuing to kite backwards, and Dark Riders, we do have more there on the left-hand side, starting to move forward, looking to engage with the enemy, and Ice definitely wants to get this last volley off. Every little bit of damage helps. Pop it on top of the Chaos Warriors and try to finish them for good. Exiled Hero does fight Morathi up in the sky, and that's not going to go well for the Exiled Hero, and he is going to go down here. Not before, though, getting some pretty decent hits onto Morathi herself. But by God, is she a powerful mistress of dark magic. And yeah, big chunk there is now taking out the Exalted Hero. Morathi is basically full HP. Dark Riders are currently kiting back in this direction, and he really does need to start committing to a final fight rather than trying to save up for Winds of Magic here. I can have the refs look at this as well in the... we do have a referee today, which is in fact Rebane, because I do feel like this is not engaging fully, but I'll obviously leave that up to the referees and see what they have to say. Thank you again for Rebane, and I believe Black Fawn might be here as well to help referee these games today. So Morathi is floating up and around, just looking to engage with the enemy. Does need to start to pound in. Dark Riders are starting to encircle, getting ready to charge. Squadroners certainly can do an infinite amount of cycle charging if possible, but it does look like Morathi is just saving up here for Soul Stealers as the Dark Riders do start to circle and surround the Warriors of Chaos. Standard Die has been popped though. Squadron Chariots are going to run over the Chaos Warriors in the rear, trying to look to push them and overwhelm them. Dark Riders will be slamming into their front, and Morathi does go down on the Everwatcher, looking to finish off the gigantic duck itself. Dark Riders are being forced back. They are terrified for right now. Squadron Chariots doing some nice cycle charging, but Morathi, with the Chaos Warriors with great weapons, is actually going to start to struggle. And the power of the Dark is overwhelming the Dark Elves at the moment. It's going to come down to, can the Everwatcher withstand the pressure of Morathi and allow the Squadron of Chariots to break a lot of this infantry? But Morathi is taking so many hits right now. Remember, the Everwatcher causes terror and is unbreakable. Chaos Warriors with great weapons holding their line is massive right now, and they've still got 32 models. That's a decent amount of damage output, and they're just about holding on as we speak. Morathi is starting to fall back though. Everwatcher slams his staff down, dispatching yet more Dark Riders, and their morale is starting to wane wave of the Dark Elves are fleeing from the battlefield as the balance of power rocks more and more into the favour of Chaos. But you know, you can never trust that balance of power. Dark Rider's been forced back. Scourge Riders are retreating at the moment. Morathi up in the skies, obviously trying to save up for another Soul Stealer. But yeah, Scourge Rider Chariots are simply running for their lives right now. Dark Riders will be coming back to try to rear charge the Horsemen where possible. Morathi looking to charge downwards here after the Chaos Warriors with great weapons who still have 22 models. Dark Riders do break though, and Scourge Rider Chariots are simply vibing. Everwatch is still looking pretty strong. 2.2k HP up against 1,000 of Morathi, and it looks like he's going to try to bait in the Chaos Warriors to attack the Scourge Runners, who may well break here, but now they just want to switch onto Morathi. The Chariots are gone, and Standard Die has been popped, increasing the leadership of these lads here today, increasing their melee defense. The Dark Elf, Dark Lord has been taken down. Warriors of Chaos need to fall here. Warriors of Chaos, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, if that had come all the way through, Ice would have been disqualified there. So I'm going to message it to him there that he broke the attacking rule. But we play out. So the way we do on this channel is we play the game, and then afterwards we give it to the referees. If you broke the rules, you lose the game. That is simply it. The only kind of exempt from that is if you accidentally bring one too many units, you can quit the game beforehand, obviously, and like rechange your builds and that kind of stuff. But well played nonetheless to Ice Power and Riffle Shuffle. Was a very close, good game. Morathi getting a whopping 2,640 damage value. Dread Spears across the board did not do too much, unfortunately, but of course that was their job. Dark Riders did struggle. Repeater Crossbows, though, 1.1k, 1.2k, and 695 performed really well. I think Ice managed the skirmish game relatively well, but it took him so long that he had no infantry left to saturate his troops in the end. 940 on the Scourge Runners, 1,000, 1,000 again. Manticores, unfortunately, failing a little bit. As for Riffle Shuffle, 2.5 damage value on the Everwatcher. Exiled Heroes at 1.6 and 400. One Exiled Hero doing far better than the other, but the Everwatcher, my god, 2,500 damage value, performing really well. Chaos Warriors are great weapons, an outstanding job. 462, 625, and 1,039 damage value. The Horsemen, Horsemasters, oh my god, yeah, look at that. 1.7 damage value, 620, 744, so not too bad across the board. Skirmish game really was won by Ice Power, but it was not enough. And the Chaos War has been alive at the game. Really mixed that up. So, we will be going to Oasis of False Hope here. Shame those expos shattered. GG. Ice, be careful of attacking rule, though, at the end of game. So, we're going to upgrade it there to Riffle Shuffle, change the scoreboard. Boo, 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 boo. And that is on 2-1. So Riffle Shuffle does take this first game in this best of 3. We shall be moving on to Oasis of False Hope. Yes. Riffle Shuffle had some fantastic micro that probably won him the game. 100%. 100%. Wait, who won? Got a work call right towards the end. Riffle Shuffle just scraped it through. Just scraped it through. Yes, Zinch Duck. Zinch Duck did it, man. He did it. For sure. Yeah, don't worry about rule break, guys. We have referees watching. It happens at the end of the game. So there's no need to panic and all that stuff. Hello, Torox. Hope to see Beastmen game next. Hopefully we do get some Beastmen in here, for sure. Is it weird that I've been playing Total War games since the original Shogun, but yet I have not played even one online battle ever? Well, hopefully Edwin von Karstein, you do hop into some in the future, man. It's a good time. It's a real tough, steep learning curve, but it's well worth it. It's well worth it. If I had regen in units, then I'd understand the concern. I mean, I'm allowed to reposition for surround, you are, but you're not allowed to just simply kite and save up for Winds of Magic. By the way, Oasis of False Hopes is the next map. Join us in Logic's Shortbeat League. Yeah, Logic runs a really cool little tournament called the Shortbeards, which is really good for new players. Likewise, in Tisty's ladder system, though your first 5 best of 3s will be really rough, because you're unranked at that point, it will then pit you in a league and in a system. But yes. Well played, Riffle. Man, Riffle played like a beast. He played like a beast. Make love, not war. Why engage? Make love, not war. I do love that quite a bit, Diego. I love that quite a bit. What's up, Chosen One? How are you doing, buddy? Chosen One was a finalist on last season. Did some good work. He did some good work for sure. And I think Chosen One's actually did win a Death Before Dishonour and actually got to multiple finals before. Multiple finals. But Oasis of False Hope is the map. It is ice to pick and ban. So it should be good fun. Let's check Discord and boop boop. Go. Ice to pick and ban. Oasis is the map. Alright, gotta get back to work for a bit. I'll catch up later. No worries, Cat Morgan. Thank you for being here as always. You're true Chad and a legend on the channel here. Did some embarrassing displays as Chaos. Yep, you Chosen One, man, honestly. You're an absolute beast. When you play badly, it's like me playing good. So I wouldn't worry about it whatsoever. I really wouldn't worry about it too much. What's up? I've just seen someone and then I've accidentally scrolled by. I think it's Fi's here. Fimo, how are you, buddy? Hope you're all good today. Glad you could catch the stream. Yeah, no, Void's not playing in this one. Void's not playing this one. Void played in the last Death Before Dishonour. This time, it is Riffle Shuffle, Ice Power, Daktar, and Dr. Jellyfish. Ducky, thanks for all the content and streams lately. Really enjoying it. Glad you're enjoying Reed Walsh. I don't plan on slowing down. I did a pretty awesome video actually today that came out where I'm using a full mercenary themed build with free company militia, load of ogres, and all that good stuff, which is always fun. And then I have a very special video coming out tomorrow as well, which hopefully you guys enjoy. I feel like it's one of those videos which is either going to do really good or really badly. But if you guys enjoy it, it's going to end up becoming a series where I do this for kind of, you know, multiple factions and stuff. It's a secret though. I can't tell you what the video is. It's a little bit of a little surprise for you guys. But hopefully you do like it. I'll be out about midday tomorrow, so feel free to check that out. But yes. Cool. Ice Power is going to be going at Beastmen, banning Vampire Counts, and Beastmen themselves. Two good bans, I think. Banning Counts is a good idea. Banning other Beastmen is not too shabby. I'm interested to see what Riffle Shuffle does go for here. So I don't know what he means. I assume Chaos because he picked them first, which is a nice, bold choice. I actually really recommend Chaos to newer players out there as well. I think they're relatively simplistic in what you need to learn, but still very powerful and, you know, very good rush faction all round. Excited to see him, though, bring us some more carnage to the battlefield. Hope Daktar and Dr. Jellyfish are waiting as well. One of you boys will be facing one of these guys in the best-of-5 final, so you need to make sure to get ready for that. Come on, Big Chungus Duck. I want to see more ducks as well. We may get to see Taurox in action from Ice, if he's a man of the people. Taurox the Brass Bull certainly will indeed get picked, but hey, we don't know yet. We don't know. It'll probably be the Chew Chad Kazrak. If Ice Power brings Kazrak, I'll be very, very interested. Taurox now roots for Ice because he's playing Beastmen. Exactly. So, did I update the scoreboard? I feel like I did. Yeah, I did. It's 1-0. It's 1-0. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And let's pop back into there. Oh, it's a big fat stretch. Once again, everyone in chat, please say thank you to Mr. Robane. Not only is he a fantastic content creator on Twitch, but he is also today's referee. So, yeah, thank you, dude, for stepping in, taking out some of your spare time to hop in, watch some good games, and referee for us. And it is Lizardmen! No! Who do we root for? So I want Ice to win, so it goes all the way to the third game. But Riffle Shuffle, a man of class and culture, it would seem. First game brings out the gigantic duck. Next game comes packing with the Dino Boys. I'm very hyped up to see what he does here, because this has become a very bad matchup for Lizardmen when the chariots were broken, because the chariots would kill all your infantry, and then you have to go toe-to-toe with their big dinos, and you basically were forced to kite with was the way that Lizman had to play this. But now that chariots have been fixed, I'm quite interested to see how this matchup and battle actually fares and goes. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Still happy Beast Dudes are viable? 100% agree, Larry Mad. I'm really happy that they didn't just like nerf them into the ground or anything. Even once chariots obviously got slightly neutered. They're still very powerful, by the way, the chariots. They've got good mass, but they get countered by cavalry really well. I'd be interested to see feral cold ones against the chariots now. See how much damage they do to pin them in. And I will go Lizman. Sure, says Ice Power. Cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's have a little sip of our drink. Make sure my voice stays together. My voice is kind of dying. I've got some videos to record tomorrow, so hopefully it does recover. But we did 2 videos today, plus the live stream. So I'm a little bit of a melty duck right now. A little bit of a melted rubber duck. But we still stand firm at the moment, just about. Just about. Just need to check something quickly. Let's close that. I'm doing a tiny bit of admin work here in the background, guys. And cool. No, looks like we're all good. Looks like we're all good. Just made sure the stream was up to full strength, and it seems to be running at peak efficiency, which is good to see. Load of guys here today to watch this. I hope you guys are enjoying so far, but we still have way more to go yet. This is the first best of 3. After this, we have Daktar versus Dr. Jellyfish, which is going to be insane. It's going to be madness. Daktar is a beast, particularly with the Wood Elves. He is such a fearsome foe, but Dr. Jellyfish, I feel like it's more of the wild card in today. I think this is his first time making one of these finals. Same with Riffle Shuffle. Ice and Daktar have both made Death Before Dishonour Grand Finals before. Dr. Jellyfish, though, is one of those players who's improved so much in recent times. It's very scary. You can really not underestimate the Jelly himself. He's going to be coming in looking to sting his opposition where possible. Yes, thank you, Mr. Rebane. Thank you, Rebane. Nice one, Rebane. Looks like chat are appreciating the man, the myth, the legend himself. Ice Power's ready to rumble. He is ready. Just waiting on the Lizard Men. Interesting to see what we do here. I think an air core could be really quite crucial, but then you have to worry a bit about the double harpies in the sky. Ice Power certainly could bring Malagor here. I would not be surprised if we see Malagor with a double Manticore. We're almost certainly going to see double Manticore because it's kind of an ice staple and classic. But Malagor, double Manticore, tuners of harpies should win the air game against most threats that the Dino Boys can bring. And then just a powerful amount of Centaurs and cheap troops. Daktar just uses Glade Guard with Wood Elves, though, so ease. I don't know if I've ever seen Daktar use Glade Guard. I see him use Way Watchers all the time. It's really, it's so annoying as well. Like, you're trying to get into his back line, all you gotta do is shut down these free Way Watchers, and you can't do it because he protects them so well with cavalry. But maybe he will whip out the Glade Guard. A Glade Guard, very powerful right now. Eternal Guard have so much mass, you can really pin in the enemy and hold them back and allow the Glade Guard to dish out the pain. But again, if you can't protect your back line, particularly up against these top-tier elite players that are on display today, with their aggressive Vanguard deploys or, you know, skirmish cav and so forth, then all of a sudden Glade Guard become a bit pointless. They can be really good. Filthy Wood Elf mains. I actually really like Witching Wood Elves. Grombrundle says, hi, what's up? Chosen One says Daktar is basically a noob. I wouldn't be worried. Honestly, Daktar has never played Way Watchers in his life. I believe Chosen One and Daktar, by the way, are clanmates, so I'm sure it's all friendly banter here. But although Daktar, saying you've never used Way Watchers in your life, I don't want to call you a liar, bud, but there's a game documented, actually, because I believe it ended up on Tyran's channel as well, between you and me, where you had 3 units of Way Watchers, but unfortunately you did fall to the mightiest unit in the entire game, the Steam Tank. Which, you know, many have fallen before the power of the Steam Tank before. It's nothing to be ashamed about. Steam Tanks are mighty, and they're certainly scary. Imagine that to even micro and whatever. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hello there. Finally got Ducky Life. What's up? Hope you're all good today. I'm going to butcher your name, but I apologise. Malastraza. Malastraza. That's what I'm going to go for. That's what I'm going to go with. And it looks like we are ready to rumble. So Ice ready, Riffle Shuffle ready. Okay, ready? Let's do this. Oasis of False Hope is a map I haven't checked out too much, but I was recently in discussion with Inticity and a few other guys about it as a tournament map, so I thought we would trial it out today, and hopefully it's all good. Players didn't seem to have any complaints. Definitely an imposter. Probably, I managed to win, so it's, yeah. I'm 99% sure it was an imposter, or I caught you in some kind of drunken haze. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's have a nice little stretch. And we're ready to rumble. Oh my god, this is, yeah, it's a pretty cool map. It's a little bit advantageous for this side, I would say, because of the hill, but you have a huge hill back here as well, and you can fight on this right-hand side. So yeah, it's not too shabby whatsoever, actually. I quite like it as a map. I quite like it. Both deployment zones have big hills. The middle is relatively flat as well in the center here. This is definitely a map me and Tisty were talking about and saying, hey, it might be viable for tournaments, and it certainly does seem like a pretty darn fun map. But anyway, let's delve into the forces of Ice Power. He's on the back ropes right now. He needs to strike back hard and fast. But no, we do not have Torx the Brass Bull, but we do have the Conor McGregor of the Beastmen forces, the Doom Bull. He loves to swagger into action and can be quite a deadly force himself. Coming in, it would seem... Oh my god, look at that little roar. He's so pumped to be picked today on the battlefield. Coming in there with Blood Creed. We do have Brave Shaman of Wild coming in with Traitorkin. Is there two casters or just the one? It may be just the one. Double Manticore in the sky, of course, as is Ice Power's speciality. We have Harpies, we have double Centaurs with Throne Axes, we have Chaos Warhounds and Centaurs mixed in with Ungor Spearheads and triple Tuskor Chariots. So the main idea here is Tuskor Chariots kill all the infantry, whilst the Double Manticore, supported by the Brave Shaman and the Doom Bull, kill all the large threats. Good build. Now for the forces here of Mr. Riffle Shuffle, he's gone a little bit risky. He has gone for 4 Pterodons in the sky, which certainly can kite Harpies, poison them and try to slow them down, but there's a lot of air pressure to protect against. And then he's gone for the Temple Guard Doom Box, which Traitorkin is going to go and absolutely adore, though it's not so good against foot troops as it is for those cavalry units. We have the Star Chamber Guardians and Temple Guard, and I love the Star Chamber Guardians and Temple Guard, both thematically, both cinematically, and both in battle. Star Chamber Guardians, one of the most beautiful looking units in the entire game, coming with that Guardian to help protect Lord Mazdamundi, the puppet of Zlak, the true ruler of Lustria. Let's give him a little neck scratch there, just to let him know he's a badass. Oh, look at him, he loves it. He loves it. So he's going to come in today with Net of Amantok, Apotheosis, as well as Harmonic Convergence, Banishment, Ruination, and Shield of the Old Ones. Double solar engines, so we have 2 Garys, Gary and Barry, going to be leading the line. Couple of Spearmen in the back, rather simple build. It does just about meet the requirements for the army size. You have to have 300 troops, I believe, and he has 335. Should be a good fun scrap. I'm excited. I'm excited. Saphir comes in, looking forward to see ODM dominate with the new cav. I don't know when that update's coming in. Hopefully it's fixed infantry, because the beta was not good. The beta was not good, guys. Cavalry was a little bit better, but infantry was a lot worse, apparently, and very buggy. So we'll have to see. Did he just call the Doom Bull supremely overrated? Only because it's not Torx. At least it's Torx's cousin. Oh, for sure. For sure. Is that Triple Chariot? It is. It is. It is legal, yes. It is legal. No. We cut out the fact that you couldn't have 3 chariots anymore. 2 chariots, sorry. Once they got fixed. So that's been at least the rule in my last 2 qualifiers for Death Before Dishonour. You're allowed to bring in more chariots. You had to stick with the banner rules though, like the original of how many you could actually bring to the battlefield. So we did cut that out. It may still be in banner rules, but we did change that for Death Before Dishonour. I made a mention of it when it happened on my Discord, and we cut it out of our little bit of rules on the challenge page. It's Gary and Larry. We can do Gary and Larry instead of Gary and Barry. So, the Beastmen forces shall be looking to approach and bring pain to the enemy. And the Doom Bull as well is starting to move forward. Harpies, Centaurs, everything is getting aggressive as the glorious little Terran Riders shall be starting to poke and just, have a little jab into the eyes of the Ungor Raiders. They do have their work cut out for them. They need to focus down the Harpies first, realistically, because they can counter the Manticores a little bit easier, but it's going to be rough for the Pterodons. I'm not sure how much I like this pick in the sky of the 4 Pterodons without the Colosson Hunters or something for support. Now, they'll do fine up against Harpies because they can kite back like this and poison. They definitely need to get that poison off though, because the Harpies are moving relatively quickly here. If Pterodons get caught, Manticores can swoop upon them and gobble them up rather nastily. Harpies do take a load of damage. Solar Engine actually fires in, blinding the Harpies, killing some models and lowering their melee attack and melee defense for a while. I quite like that pressure here coming coming in from Master Riffle Shuffle. Harpies are starting to waver. If you can overwhelm and break them, that would be a huge boon out of the gate here for the forces of Riffle Shuffle. Now, the Triple Chariot is a big threat, but there is nets with Lord Mazdamundi, and those Harpies, those Manticores cannot waste their time trying to deal with the Pterodon Riders. They're needed to fight Zlak. Pterodon Riders do manage to dispatch the Harpies, at least for now. He's not able to force them off due to good protection here from Ice Power, flouting out onto that right-hand side. Centaurs with thrown axes just take a load of damage. Solar engines are pounding them down quite nicely. Tuskor Chariots, Centaurs, everything is pushing in onto the Bastiladons. Mighty Lord Mazdamundi does push in, unfortunately butting heads there with Gary, which wasn't good for him because he was unfortunately not able to hit those Tuskor Chariots. Pterodon Riders are trying their little heart out here. Centaurs with thrown axes do eat a solar engine to the face and are starting to waver, and that's one unit dealt with. Manticores are going to dive down now on Lord Mazdamundi. I wouldn't mind seeing a net come into place, an overcast one right here, to catch these Tuskor Chariots, but it looks like unfortunately it goes down on the Centaurs instead. They do take a decent amount of damage, and Tuskor Chariots taking quite a lot of work now from the pressure of the Pterodon Riders. Loving the pressure so far from the Dino Boys. The Temple Guard do have Shield of the Old Ones popped on them, and they're now engaging with Tuskor Chariots and Manticores, doing decent work, as unfortunately the Thrown Axes do eat a Ruination. Doesn't get the best caster on them. You can see a lot of them are still alive, but they still took a bit of a pounding. Pterodon Riders up in the skies are struggling here to deal with the Harpies. You can see a few Harpies are being felled there. Pterodons falling back though, and going to be looking to get overwhelmed by the Harpies as the Manticores swoop down here on Lord Mazdamundi. Temple Guard doing absolutely fine. Star Chamber Guardians though have found themselves a little bit isolated in a way. They need to hop on top of the Doom Ball here and help protect Barry, or Larry, whatever you want to call him, as the Saurus do move in. We're going to see an Overcast Traderkin come down. It's not designed to kill infantry, but it will certainly do a good job against them. Lord Mazdamundi does turn around and charge into that for a Manticore, spearing him with his tusks, doing some massive work there. Harpies are eventually getting forced off on the high ground, but it needs to happen a little bit quicker. Banishment comes down. Ice Power does not micro out of the way quick enough. He does see it, but a little bit late, and oh my god, the damage. It looks like a drop from Ice, I think. I think maybe he drops. Let's wait and see. Let's see. Crushing defeat for Ice. Yeah, he decided to drop and leave. Oh no. I mean, it was looking a little rough for him. Harpies were dead in the skies. Pterodons were doing fine. Solar engines were still pretty healthy. But I did not think that game was over. I mean, one Manticore seemed like it may be on the way out. Likewise, the Harpies. Yeah, Chariots died. No chance to kill all the Halberds. GG. So it looks like he didn't feel like he could win. Very surprised he, dropped so quickly. But I did think it looked a bit rough for him at that point. I felt like it did look a little bit rough. Is it pick 2, ban 0? I don't know what you're talking about, Gwack. I'm talking about the pick and ban system, no. Headriffle knew that. Yeah, I've mentioned it in the rules. Yeah. I think Fruit Rules have updated it already anyway. We may end up switching to Fruit Rules soon. It just seems like they're being updated a little bit more. Though I'm sure there'll be folks in chat telling me I don't know anything. Well, that happens anywhere you go, Ice, I'm afraid. Honestly, you played really good. Ice is still a top tier, very scary player. But it was looking a little bit rough there towards the end. It was looking a little bit rough. Oasis of False Hope is probably a map we're going to be moving in as well to the competitive scene throughout. I actually think it's a pretty fun, cool little map. Well played, bud. You did good. Very good season. I mean, he got this far, so... and see you in the finals, Mr. Shuffle. So Riffle Shuffle will be moving on. And we will update the scoreboard there. So Daktar, it is your time to shine, buddy. Let's change that to 2-0. It is Daktar versus Dr. Jellyfish, which is going to be quite the ferocious fight. Why quit so early? He lost basically all his chariots were getting doomed. So he didn't feel like he could kill the 2 Saurus Swords with Spears and Halberds. I still think he should have continued to fight. and gone for it a little bit more. I mean, if he could snipe Mazdamundi, use the Manticores to cycle charge a little bit, some of the Tuskal Chaps were still active, but honestly, Riffle Shuffle just played so good with his Pterodons up in the sky. I thought it was a bad pick, honestly, to begin with. But he managed to just about, like, the Harpies overextended away from their Manticore support, so they got sniped, and because of that, the Pterodons could then rule the skies, and all of a sudden the Beastmen were really going to struggle. Still, I think an earlier concede, but it was looking a little bit bad there for Ice Power. Well, good luck, Riffle Bud. You'll smash him up. Thanks, Ice. No worries. No worries. See you. Cool. Daktar is here, so let's quickly switch around the scoreboards and change this to, on the right-hand side, we're going to call him Dr. Jelly for now. Oh, not Dr. Kelly. Dr. Jellyfish. And on the left-hand side, it is the ferocious, the ever kind of present, I suppose is the best way of saying it, in tournament finals, it would seem, is Daktar. Recently been a bit of a beast, representing ODM today, Dr. Jellyfish representing Sons of the Mountain, and we've been seeing Dr. Jellyfish more and more in tournament finals. He really is an upcoming absolute legend, so it should be good fun to see. Yo! So these guys already know the maps. It is going to be Oakenhammer for the first one here today, followed by River Amaxon and Blue Reach River. Finals shall be played on Crack Asgul, Troll Country, Dokkaraz, Languil, and Alpine Ridge. We'll have to see how it goes. I still think it was worth having a little bit of a scrap, Ice, but yeah, for sure. I do think you were basically not doing too good there towards the end. Yeah, the Lizardmen look strong. The Lizardmen definitely look strong. I still think there was a way, like, maybe you might be able to scrap back in if Riffle Shuffle made a load of mistakes, but realistically, it was very unlikely to happen. But nonetheless, Ice, don't beat yourself up over it. Losing 2-0 to Riffle Shuffle, there's no shame in that whatsoever. And you had a pretty damn good season. Back-to-back finals. I don't think anyone here else has done that. At least not in these later seasons. Chosen One's definitely done it in the past. But in this season and last season, you were the only one to make it to both finals, which, you know, is certainly a pretty impressive achievement there. Torox was still happy to see Beastmen? Exactly, you still got to see the Beastmen in action. Still happy to see Beastmen in action. Although I think if he brought Torox, he would have won Torox, personally. Don't know if you'd agree with that. I think the Doom Ball kind of doomed him a little bit, unfortunately. How's it going, mate? All good. All good, all good. Looking forward to the scrap. So I believe it is a Dr. Jellyfish to pick and ban. Let me double check that. Oh, receiving a load of messages as usual. Yep, same as the qualifiers. So I was replying to Dr. Jellyfish. Thank you, Blackthorn, as well. I've just received your message in the DVD chat. Yeah, we sorted that out, so no worries about it, bud. Awesome. Okay, so I pick Lizardmen, ban Skaven, and... oh, we get more Dino Boys. I think they're a good first pick. Crossing my fingers for Wood Elf Kite Mirror? Jeremy, do not curse me like this. Don't curse me like this. Everyone excited for the old world to come back? Dwayne, I'm not going to lie, I'm very, very tempted to get back into Warhammer when that drops. I'm very tempted. I would definitely play Lizardmen, of course. But I would need people to play with for one. And I would probably start... I don't know. A full army is very expensive. Warhammer is an expensive and time-consuming hobby. So I'd maybe consider if they did one of those smaller game modes as well. You know where they do, like, Warband, I think it's called. There's a 40k one which is really popular, where you basically only have to build like 10 or so models, and you play that to start with, to see if I really want to delve back into the game. But it's going to be fun nonetheless. Ice actually won World War One. I believe he was the reason World War One was actually won. After defeating Napoleon as well as Caesar. So, yeah. I do feel like invading Russia in the winter is not the wisest decision, if I'm being perfectly honest. There's also a very famous Swedish king who had made a big Swedish empire, kind of took over Austria-Hungary and stuff, and tried to invade Russia as well, and that backfired as well, funnily enough. So, historically, it's not been a good place to invade. It looks like we're going to get vampire counts. So Daktar counterpicks Lizardmen with vampire counts, which is certainly a good idea. I think there's some nasty tactics you can do with the Lizardmen here as well. But in the hands of a good VC play, it can be really rough for the Lizardmen. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how these guys go. Get a 3D printer? I feel like it might be a little expensive to buy a 3D printer. Ducks don't get paid much. We get paid in bread. It's really hard to trade bread for goods. Also, yeah, the whole, like... I don't know. I'm very excited for it. I've got real mixed feelings about Games Workshop at the moment. I know I'm playing on a game that is designed by Creative Assembly, but is in the Warhammer universe. I love the Warhammer universe. I like a lot of what Games Workshop has done in the last couple of years. I think they improved massively as a company, PR-wise and everything. But the recent stuff they've been doing to YouTubers is kind of, yeah, I don't know. It leaves a real sour taste in your mouth, which is a real shame, because I thought they were doing so good for so long. It really kind of turned around as a company quite well. And it just, yeah, I don't know. It makes me feel a bit blah. A little bit blah. My cousin has a 3D printer. Oh, Diego, I could send Lizardmen to you and you can get them 3D printed. Feel free to PM me if you are trying to pick out a printer or need some work done. Always happy to help everyone out. Thank you, Dwayne. Are you in my Discord, Dwayne? If not, there's a link down below where you can join my Discord. And I'll send you a PM if I do need you. I'm just going to write your name down. Hopefully I won't forget it. Dwayne Negron. Secretly probably Dwayne The Rock Johnson. As a long-time Lizard folk fan, the Games Workshop models are just disrespectful. We are short of the most humans. Yeah, the old models are very dated for Lizardmen. The Seraphon, is that how you say it? Seraphon, like the new Lizardmen in Age of Sigmar. Some of their new models look amazing, but the outdated ones look still really outdated. They need to update them for sure. But like the new Lord Croak model and stuff looks amazing. Looks absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Wicked. Thank you so much, man, for dropping a link to the Discord. If anyone wants to get involved in tournaments, events, chill out with a load of cool people, just generally be a badass, you can join my Discord, and there's a link there, straight from the mouth of Wicked D, the Ever Mod. He's a mod on basically every single Total War channel. Wicked, are you a mod on Legend of Total War's channel? I don't know if you are. I feel like you would be everywhere. In this matchup for the Lizardmen side, it is good to go elite big dinos to limit the mortis ability. Yeah, that's kind of a traditional way to go, or you can go mass skirmish, or you can go for an air force. There's a few different ways you can play this as the Lizardmen. It's tough though. I hate facing undead factions in general, particularly vampire counts. It can be really just like, I hate crumbling. I just hate it so much. I used to not mind it, and I've slowly turned into Darth in his hatred of crumbling mechanics. I understand it, and it is very lawful in Tabletop. I'm not saying they should change it. I think people should crumble a little bit quicker though than they currently do. But anyway, let's have a little look. We actually have Helman Gorse, so though Helman Gorse has been nerfed, he's still pretty good in these death blobs like this. And Helman Gorse went from a meme to super OP, back to being, I still think, a bit memey. I'm not sure how I feel about him. One good hand of God to the face can really slap him, and now the fact that his hitbox is fixed, he gets dumpstered by a lot of Lizardmen characters, whereas before he could endure. Let's have a little look. For Daktar, we have zombies all the way along the front line, load of Felbats up in the sky. We do have a Necromancer down here on the ground, Invocation of Heck, and Raised Dead, and we have Helman Gorse as well. Coming in, I'm assuming, yeah, coming in with Gaze in the Gash. Really good sniping potential there. We have Graveguard mixed in with Skeleton Warriors, making up the secondary battle line just behind the zombies. Felbats in the sky, load of Direwolves, and double Vargulf as well in the back. Awesome to see. For the forces of the Lizardmen, we have triple Chameleon Skinks, and it looks like we are going for a Very interesting build here by Dr. Jellyfish. I like it quite a bit. So, triple Chameleon Skinks. We have the Umbral Tide, 2 Skink Chiefs on foot. We have a Slan Mage Priest of Life coming in with Awakening Wood, Earthblood, and Regrowth, Shield of the Old Ones. Source Warriors, Skink Cohorts with Javelins, triple Horned Ones. And Horned Ones, I think, are pretty niche, but are actually very underrated. In what they can bring. I quite like them against Dark Elves. They rip and tear their way through Dread Knights and all the enemy cavalry. And they're going to be able to do some good damage to the Vargulfs. Vampire of Death, though, is going to kind of just start Spirit Leeching the cavalry, is what I would assume, until at least he spots the Umbral Tide. Though he is going to be forced back here by the might of the Chameleon Skink. So it looks like the dinos are coming in for a mixed build. It's got some stability with the infantry, but for the most part is going to be quite heavily skirmished focused. We do not have a net, unfortunately. Lord Mazdamundi would have been quite nice, I think, on his toilet seat today. You could have net the Vampire of Death and just, like, bam, snap of the fingers, and the Umbral Tide can just eviscerate a Vampire of Death, particularly with Skink Chief support. Now, they're going to have their work cut out. They can do a lot of good poke, a lot of decent damage over the course of the battle, but then again, we do have a lot of healing on the forces here of the Vampires. The Chameleon Skinks here are currently running away, or should be running away, and they're currently wasting a lot of shots into zombies. I would try not to fire into zombies if at all possible, and now the Vampire counts are slowly going to start to envelop this Dino force. It seems like the Horned Ones are looking to get a flank overload on the right-hand side and start committing to the fight. Umbral Tide moving into combat, maybe? I have no idea what the Umbral Tide's doing right now. It looks like they were trying to get in on one of the Vargulfs. Unfortunately, a lot of the hunting packs have ridiculous pathing with their units in the army. So they can sometimes do some really janky, weird stuff. I've had it when you try to turn them around before, and they just all walk in on themselves and get nothing done. So it looks like zombies are getting eviscerated right now by the Horned Ones, taking basically no damage in return. They do have 100 armor, which is pretty damn impressive. Double Vargulfs are pushing out to this side. Umbral Tide are trying to counter push, although they are getting eaten up right now by a Spirit Leech. They do also at the same time receive an Earthblood, however they have lost a few models. Umbral Tide are going to be singing, doing some no damage here to the Vargulfs. Looks like they missed most of their shots. A couple do start to clatter in. Horned Ones are now counter-charging as well. Really fun stuff coming by Dr. Jellyfish, and it seems to be working relatively okay at the moment. Chameleon Skinks are wasting all their ammo onto zombies, but hey, killing zombies is still deaths, and it still needs to be done at some point. Horned Ones starting to float out to the left-hand side to gobble up more zombies as well. Early engagements have gone relatively well for the Lizardmen, but now some Horned Ones are getting trapped up, and this is going to be a big problem. Fellbats have jumped on the Skink cohort, so they can't throw their javelins anymore, and the Umbral Tide is getting picked apart by Spirit Leech, and this is a big problem for Umbral Tide in general, particularly in this matchup. You'll see this come down a lot. We do get a fat Earthblood go down on the Horned Ones, trying to keep them fighting right here. This other unit is a little bit idle, and it looks like the Vargulfs, without the support of the Umbral Tide, are starting to actually beat down the Horned Ones relatively successfully over on this right-hand flank. We have some more cavalry who could emerge. Some Source Warriors are a little bit isolated. They're fighting Graveguard, which isn't a good engagement for them anyway, and it looks like the majority of the Lizardmen forces here are idle because he's trying to micro so much on this side, which of course is 100% understandable. Horned Ones are getting beat down by Vargulfs, who are driving them away right now, though this unit took basically no damage. The other one has taken a bit of a pounding. Slan Mage Priest is going to need to retreat, and we're going to get a big fat juicy banishment going down on the Graveguard. Unfortunately, it does twirl and dance its way away from the Graveguard. Does some damage, but nothing too impressive. Unfortunately, Source Warriors will now start to be overwhelmed. Chameleon Skinks are in retreat once more. This unit of weakened Horned Ones has been caught now by some Direwolves, as well as a nasty Spirit Leech. Though an Earthblood does go down, keeping them in the fight, Horned Ones once again charge down after the Vargulfs, who are looking to be quite a menace and threat so far today. Direwolves getting chased off by this unit, who can now do some really nice rear attacks, and that's just what we're going to do. Source Warriors are the anvil, as the Horned Ones shall be the hammer. Now the Old Ones wield. Lovely rear attack right now into the Graveguard, overwhelming them, as well as the Necromancer and Gorst deadly duo. Horned Ones on the right, though, are starting to suffer. This unit doing okay. Here comes the Vampire and Direwolves. They are receiving a regrowth. Only 18 models, though, so I'm not 100% sure it's worth it. Spirit Leech is going to counteract it quite nicely. Skink Holes with Javelins do finish off a lot of the Hounds, though, and so many of the Chameleons are alive. Maybe it was relatively smart getting rid of so much of the chaff early on, so you could kite in the later stages of the game. And the Umbral Tide's back, baby! Only 8 models, but they can still do some okay punch here onto the Vargulfs, who are now going after that assassination attempt on this Slan, who did decide to wander a little bit far from home. Javelins are coming in. Look at the damage now being bursted onto the Varghulf. If those chameleons as well can start to add their blow darts to this fight, I think the Lizardmen be in a rather interesting and good position. Horn Ones looking to try to save the Slann where possible. Unfortunately, the Umbral Tide are getting gobbled up now by the Direwolves. Lovely countercharge by the Horned Ones shall come in. Bounce power is slightly in the favour of the Vampire Counts right now. Chameleons have just used way too much ammunition up on zombies. And looks like he did manage to win that far engagement. Good use of mobility coming by Dr. Jellyfish. I do like this triple cavalry play. It's really allowing him to dominate the map. But is it enough? The Varghulfs, all the key units for the Vampire Counts are still alive. And that's a big problem. We have Graveguard here with 81 models. Varghulfs are both looking very, very healthy. And the Horned Ones are starting to get dragged down a little bit. And there's no Dwellers below to kind of clear out a load of units in the later stages of the game. Chameleons need to use all the ammunition where possible on the Varghulfs, but you still got 80 Graveguard alive. If these guys are all full ammo, I'd say that the Lizardmen are in a really dominant position right now. Chameleon Skinks are starting to get chased down by the Varghulfs. There is some support though in the form of Horned Ones, and I guess they're the answer. Yeah, just use them to whittle down the enemy. Vampire Death does do a rather risky charge in. There are Horned Ones nearby, but likewise, the Varghulfs could come over and support. We do now start to get a load of Chameleons starting to shoot in with their blowpipes. There's some zombies left here, but not much infantry left whatsoever. A lovely use of Spirit Leech once more goes down on the Horned Ones, who are circumventing the Varghulfs here to try to charge into the Graveguard. We are going to see a zombie summon in the back, looking to pin in these units where possible. And the Horned Ones are eventually getting finished off here. We do have some rampaging, just standing there, dawdling, just contemplating life and the great plan and all that good stuff. There's not that many Horned Ones left, unfortunately, to pin in the remainder of these Vampire Count troops. And with this, the balance power is going really heavily now in the Vampire Count favour, and I would have to agree. The Chameleon Skink ammo hasn't been used super effectively so far. A banishment is going to go down, though. This is good news. It's going to clear out a lot of the Graveguard, doing some good work, but unfortunately, it goes in the wrong direction, allowing the big unit of Graveguard and the zombies to escape, though they themselves are starting to crumble and suffer, and the banishment is going to follow them a little bit, catching a few more minerals. So it's going in the right direction, but not quick enough, it would seem. Poor little Skink Chief does get his arse beat right now. Vampire of Death is at its healing cap, however, and Varghulfs still can be peppered down by the Chameleons, who are doing a really lovely job. We still have 13 Horned Ones down here on the flank, and the Varghulf is, looking a little bit worse for wear, but still relatively healthy, and Helmengorst is full health. Helmengorst is a bit of a beast in the later stages of the game when he's just draining down your troops. The poor little Skink Chiefs are trying their best. They're rallying the Chameleon Skinks to their cause. Looks like they're actually going after the Vampire of Death right now rather than the Varghulf, and they're going to pay for it with his vengeance. And Mortal Will does get popped, and the poor little Skink Chief does get jumped on. I think Mortal Will got popped there, but he was already at his healing cap, unfortunately. Slann Mage does move into melee combat with some Chameleon Skinks for support. We're going to see an Awakening of the Wood go down, doing some decent damage, and perhaps a Banishment as well. I thought I saw lining up, but maybe he used both the banishments up earlier, actually, if I would... that maybe was a summon going to be coming down instead. Horned Ones are looking for that rear attack. We've got Chameleon Skinks as well, consistently applying the pressure. Skink Chief is trying his best. It looks like he's going to get feasted upon, though, by the Vampire of Death. Slann Mage trying to go over to this flank so he can support his buddy. And Slann Mage Priests, though they don't have the best melee attack and melee defense, they actually hit pretty hard. They got no joke with their 320 weapon strength. Unfortunately, Armor Losses will be sent in here. And down goes the Dino Forces. Daktar taking this game 1 and being victorious. But a really awesome game there. Really well played to the Vampire Counts as well as the Lizardmen. And I love this Lizardmen build. This was some really good fun. And it actually does have a lot of teeth. I think a big mistake was with the Chameleon Skinks. They got some decent damage value. 800 here, 800 there, and some good kills. But they used too much ammunition up on the zombies. I like a little bit on it. Whittle them down, get them poisoned and weakened, hit them with the Horned Ones, but if he had so much ammo at the end, the Varghulfs would have died. So, very interesting build by Jellyfish, very off meta, but I'm going to certainly be trying this out quite a bit now, I think, in this matchup, or different variations of it anyway. Slann Mage, 640 damage value. The little Skink Chiefs unfortunately didn't do too good. Not paying for themselves, which is a rare for a Skink Chief. Source Warrior did okay, likewise did the little Skink Javelins. Chameleon Skinks, good work done, but could have been done even better. And the Horned Ones, 1.2k damage value, 1.2 and 1,000, all of them performing really well. 112, 88 and 116 kills, Umbral Tide, 270 damage value. Just not able to get on those right targets, and honestly the Vampire of Death with Spirit Leech is so scary. 2,289 damage value there on the Vampire of Death, 184 on the Necromancer, Helmengorst, 715. Zombies didn't do too much here. Skeleton Warriors are equal, although the Growth Guard items are decent. 880 damage value, 600, 1.2k. Fellbats, unfortunately, just didn't fare too well. Again, out-traded there with the cavalry. Direwolves didn't do too much. The Vargulfs, though, 1.5 and 1.4 damage value, really were the big deciding factor in the later stages of the game. Speaking of Lizardmen, though, we shall be moving on to River Amaxon, which is a Lizardmen-themed map. GG. That was a very cool Lizardman build, I must say. You won the hearts of Horned Ones fans. Horned Ones are actually a really solid unit. They're quite expensive for what they do, but they can be pretty solid. This Spirit just countered my army for sure. For sure. Vampiress of Death is very, very powerful. Daktar's going to pick Wood Elves. We are going to see the man, the myth, the legend on his favourite Wood Elf forces, banning Tomb Kings and Greatskins. Should be some good fun. Update the scoreboard. Daktar is 1-0 up. Oh no. Dr. Jellyfish is apparently 2-0 up according to this. So we didn't change that from the previous game. That was Riffle Shuffle who won at 2-0. Let's change this to 1-0. Daktar is in the lead. He is in the lead. All DLCs from now on should be Lizardmen versus Skaven. I agree, Jeremy, 100%. 100% here. The Lizardmen will, like every faction, I'm pretty sure Creative Assembly came out and said, no faction is they yet considered to be complete. Yeah, Horned Ones are pretty tanky. Sallies are an invasive species in the old world. They better die. Kelligar, how can you say something so cruel? Yeah, Umbral Tide get countered so much by Spirit Leech in this. It's real rough. Misha is the true Evermod. That's true. Yeah, Legend doesn't do much my player. When I first got into Total War, he was the first guy I came across, and he was doing my player back then with some Bretonians, which was really good fun. And then from there I found Mr. Smart Donkey. Start watching some of their multiplayer streams. Oh no, campaign streams. Got the game on a PC, which could not run the game very well, so I couldn't do multiplayer. Just played campaign, and then when I eventually came back to the game much later in Total Warhammer 2, kind of halfway through its life cycle, I found Tauren, and then that's when I got into multiplayer. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna get my Wood Elf mirror. Hopefully not, Jeremy. I don't want to crush your hopes and dreams. But I would not like that too much. A Snake Dino would be very cool. There are a few Lizardmen stuff left. I mean, when they say things aren't complete, yeah, it doesn't mean they get DLCs, but they get FLCs and free content. They still need to get Teto Echo, who is a legendary lord for the forces here of the Lizardmen, who is a Skink Priest Slan, which is quite interesting. And they also need to get... There was something else. Oh, they've got Chakax to get, who'd be very cool. He'd be an interesting character in game for sure. I know exactly comments in this matchup as Spirit Leech. Yeah, you need something to kill, or at least drive away the Deathcaster. Dr. Jellyfish not only has picked the fan-favourite Lizardmen, he is now picking the fan-favourite Dowie to try to get vengeance here on the Wood Elves. This is not a good matchup for Dwarfs, in my opinion, because all Daktar's going to do here is kite. He's going to bring 12 range units. They're all going to be Glade Guarders, Starfire Shafts, Way Watchers, Double Way Stalker, and a Soul Quench caster in the sky, probably, and he's just going to kite the Dwarfs for 25,000 years. This is most likely what's going to happen, and at that point, Dr. Jellyfish needs to try to endure the damage, and make sure all the arrows are wasted on weak targets. But I no longer think this is a good matchup for Dwarfs. I think it's actually pretty bad for them. At least at top level. Mid-level to low level, it's fantastic for Dwarfs. But at this level, it's a little rough for them. Yeah, it can be a little rough for them. Neckbook coming in saying fanfare. Dude, you're a vampire count, man. You can't say none. Can't say none. You played the worst faction in the game. I don't actually know. What's my Vampire Counts generally might be my least favorite faction in the game. Nothing against Vampire Count players. It's just I feel like their playstyle is very, very kind of one note. Let me think. I mean, they got cool stuff. Don't get me wrong. There's no faction I despise. I mean, I kind of despise greenskins actually. They're really fun. Savage Orc builds, Gobbo builds, they've got so much character to them, but I'm a little bit tired of them in competitive scene after they were so dominant for so long. But yeah, Vampire counts, particularly in competitive play. They can do some really fun stuff, like in casual play, but competitive play, my god. I like seeing a good Vampire count game now and again, as much as the next dude, but I think they are probably my least favorite faction. Probably. Did someone say dwarves? Hell yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Dowie for the win. Chaos Dowie are the only real Dowie, says Jeremy. Anything can be called a fan favourite. I don't know, dwarves seem to be one of those factions people either love or hate. Although their lovers do tend to outrange everyone. Outrange the haters. Every time I do a video about dwarfs, it gets more views than a video about dwarfs. I'm not even kidding. It's like, I should become a dwarf channel. Just do dwarf content all the time. Though I'm sure that would get very old very quickly. Kazakit, ha, says Bieber. I wasn't doing a deep voice at I can feel my voice kind of waning and dying here. Unfortunately, so I shall try to save it. What about greenskins? Yeah, greenskins. Skaven at least are really funny. Like, you got Doom Wheels, you've got, like, full ninja ratos, you've got mad lad kind of inventors and engineers and stuff. There's loads of fun stuff about them. My money's on the Wood Elves. Yeah, Wood Elves can be really abusive in this matchup. They can be really abusive in this matchup. I think at mid to low levels, this is still Dowie favoured, but at top tier competitive play, it's heavily Wood Elf favoured. I started with Milk and Cookies Total War and found Turn Milk and Cookies is awesome, man. I'd love to do some work at some dome. Like, I haven't collaborated with that many people. I actually wanted to reach out to a few. So there's, like, obviously Turn Milk and Cookies could be great to work with. I actually wanted to reach out to Legend of Total War and run an idea by him. I mean, I don't know if he's obviously a very busy guy, and so I don't know if he would respond or anything, but and I don't know if he'd like the idea, actually, because it doesn't necessarily suit his channel super well, but doing, like, a head-to-head tournament where we use banner rules for the army, so it's really hard to cheese, and then do, like, you have to find new ways to cheese where possible, and have it on, like, hard difficulty, so, because the reason you have to cheese in campaigns so much is that your infantry troops just suck compared to the computers. So doing banner rules, so you're or like similar to banner rules, fruit rules, banner rules, whatever. So your armies are like really limited in what you can do, and going from there, and it'd be interesting to try and like build armies from a rule set. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I might message him about it, I might not, but it's an idea I've been working on for a while. Anyway, let's hop in here. Daktar feeling pretty good after his first victory, and now he gets to play his best faction. That's always a nice place to be in. And he has double Waystalker, I assume. I mean, there's one Waystalker on the left. And, oh no, it looks like we've got a Spellslinger Life instead. So Spellslinger Life, Earthblood and Regrowth on the right. We have the Lost Silver Knights, very good because the Dowie lack magic damage. Triple Waywatchers on the right-hand side. We do have the Sisters of Twilight in the sky then, which is, you know, sometimes you bring the Archmage with Soul Quench and Tempest, just in case your opponent does go a load of Gyrocopters, but instead risking it here with the Sisters instead. We have a Glade Guard spam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So someone was saying earlier, Daktar likes to spam Glade Guard. It is true. The rumours, the myths, they have become our reality. A load of Glade Guard. Basically no combat troops, apart from a few offhand units of Stag Knights and so forth. But it's just looking to outshoot the enemy. For the forces of the Dowie, we have a load of miners of blasting charges dotted all the way along. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Slayers, a load of Rangers who are currently all hidden, as well as Foric Ironbrow and Double Master Engineer, coming in with the Fiery Ring on both of them, but no Flash Bomb, interestingly enough. Now, Foric does do magic damage, so you can't rely too much there on the Lost Silver Knights, but they're going to be good against pretty much everything else. For runes, we have the Rune of Doom. I believe that's the Rune of Wrath and Ruin, Slowness and Speed. Let's double check, see if my memory serves correctly. Slowness, Speed, Wrath and Ruin. Oh my god, we're so good! We're so good! Top tier casting right there. So the Sisters of Twilight are currently doing some spread shot. I do not believe they do magic damage. They do poison on the spread shot, AP and armor sundering on the single shot. Good news for them indeed. Now, Waywatchers are releasing some shots into Slayers, not a bad target whatsoever, because the Slayers are one of the few units fast enough to catch the Glade Guard and also counter the Lost Silver Knights. Yes, they don't do magic damage, but hey, damage is damage, and anti-large damage will certainly start to stack up quite nicely against the Lost Silver Knights, who don't actually have that much HP. Strap yourselves in, guys. It's probably going to be quite a long game, I would assume, with a lot of kiting coming in from the Wood Elves. Waywatchers do unleash shots here into the miners, and down about a third HP. But these are just the basic miners, not even blasting charges, so wasting Waywatcher shots into these guys. Dr. Jellyfish is going to be sipping a Bugman's and cackling. He is more than happy for that to come in. Also, the Knight's trying to bait out some blasting charges right now. Does not look like it's going to work. A Rune of Slowness is going to be hit on these guys. A Master Rune of Slowness with Slayers in hot pursuit. Daktar's simply going to fall back, though. He doesn't mind. He doesn't want to get involved in any of that whatsoever. So the Rune was a little bit wasted, but hey, it did drive away the Lost Silver Knights at least. Weight Watchers do try to unleash some salvos once again onto the Rangers. Doesn't seem very cost effective, but hey, he's trying to take away the core unit that the Dowie have. And he's actually using this terrain piece on the right-hand side here as a little bit of a blocker, which is quite nice to see. Lost Silver Knights do try to dart in. It's just here to bait in the Slayers, who every time they push forward are going to eat shots here from the Weight Watchers. And the Glade Guard are now unleashing shots in. Rangers continue to push with the Miners, looking to drive those guys away. And the Waystalker is just hunting down the Master Engineer, not a bad target whatsoever. They themselves trying to counter-shoot the Sisters of Twilight. Not going so well, it would seem, though. They have done a little bit of damage to her. And actually connecting again, they're doing some pretty good work. Dwarfs continue to get aggressive where possible. This is a really frustrating match to play as the Dowie, but you've got to be patient. You really do have to be patient. Try to get shots in where you can, try to get damage in where you can, and stay resolute and resilient. Make sure your opponent's only sniping out those weak targets. Don't give him any good targets like this. This is just free work right here. Minus try to chase away Stalkers. You can't do it. It's so tempting. Hey, I'm going to chase away these Waystalkers. No, your opponent's simply going to take Fire at Will off. Charge him with Stags, and that's a dead unit of Miners. Big, nice little cheeky win there from Daktar. Gobbling up that unit. And as you can see, the Dwarfs are getting a little bit ahead of themselves. A lot of the Miners are pushing a bit too far ahead of the rest of the formation. And that's going to allow the Sisters of Twilight to come over here and charge in on them if they so deem necessary. But good micro here by Dr. Jellyfish, learning from the mistake of the Miners down on this flank and going, you know what, I'm going to say nice, tight and compact where possible. What's up, real human being? Hope you're all good, champ. Yeah, Legend's unlikely to do that. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. He's taking a break from middle and doesn't like multiplayer at all. Yeah, the idea is not to do multiplayer, it's just to limit the kind of mass cheese you can bring on a campaign. But we'll have to wait and see. Who knows? Who knows? Rangers do pull back right here. The Rangers counter-skirmishing into the Glade Guard. Doing some okay damage. Again, the Miners, though, pushing too far ahead. Sisters of Twilight can simply now dive down on them. And also, the Knights have shattered some Miners and can now rotate up and around and look to finish these guys off. Because the poor Miners have zero chance of actually catching the Glade Guard, which is kind of the problem here. Sisters of Twilight do rain down some shots, up to 28 kills now. Focusing down on the Rangers, not a bad target. If I'm the Dwarfs here, I wonder if it's worth putting your range units on the front line, getting them destroyed by the enemy range, but just having all your Miners left for the end game where you're going to be able to out-trade the enemy in combat. It's kind of giving up map control, but I don't know. Maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. Master Engineer's getting very low, but I don't think the Waystalker has enough ammunition about him to finish them off. He might get one if he's lucky. He's only up to 6 kills so far, just shy of 600 damage value. Those not shabby whatsoever. The Weight Watchers are shooting into the rear of the Rangers, doing some pretty nice work there. These Rangers are also being forced back. Slayers have taken quite a pound in at least that unit, but the other 3 units are still pretty healthy. Again, if you have a load of Miners and Slayers once the enemy has run out of ammo, you're going to be absolutely laughing. But the Glade Guards have so much ammo left at the moment, and likewise do the Weight Watchers. Load of shots continue to rain in, just whittling down the Rangers. Sisters are now doing their single shots, so they're really trying to finish off the Master Engineer. I don't think Daktar's realised that they don't actually have the flash bomb here, so they're not super priority targets. Shooting down the Thorok, who can be very tanky, and the Slayers is probably a better use of the Sisters' time as they currently run away right now. Waystalker is down to just 2 ammunition, trying desperately to finish off that Master Engineer, but my god, the Dowie are stalwart and tanky foes. It looks like the Dwarfs are going to be pushing this way towards the forest now. Dr. Jellyfish cannot hide his entire army in the forest. He's more than able to push through here and then start to wrap around again. But if his whole army does sit in the forest and start to camp, we'll have to let him know, hey, unfortunately you can't do that. Despite the fact he is a much slower force. He doesn't have to attack the elves, but he unfortunately cannot hide either. Hiding key characters in there will be fine, however. Master Engineer does start to get whittled down. Waystalker is out of ammunition and is forced back. So the Twilight are currently vibing up in the skies, and yet the Dwarfs are currently just lurking and hiding at the moment. You was in the forest? Oh god, no. Abusing the forest? I don't know if he's abusing the forest. He's coming out of a lot of his troops. The Glade Guard are free to like move in and out. They are free to move in and out. But Jelly, you cannot keep whole army in forest. Yeah, it's a very annoying build. I can certainly see Jellyfish. I quit this multiple times on quick battles when I come in and the Wood Elf player brings this build. I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to play this because it's not fun. It is not fun from a dwarf point of view. But yeah, you're allowed to have Way Watchers like moving around the flanks, lots of knights jumping out and stuff. It is fine. But the poor little dwarfs, unfortunately, cannot sit inside the forest, which is a shame. It's real tough to win this as dwarfs, as I said. I think this is very Wood Elf favoured at the top level. He's trying to bait shots back and forth now, dodge volleys where possible. Way Watchers still have decent ammunition, and one thing Daktar's really good at is keeping and using his ammo on the right targets, which does tend to pay good dividends for him. Glade Guard are being forced back for now. Way Watchers are continuing to unleash shots into the Slayers, and that unit of Slayers just... oh my god, oh my god! So many dead Slayers on the ground, just full of arrows. They did not get to fulfill their Slayer Oath in any good way. Sister Twilight more than happy up in the skies right now. Master Engineer is going to hide in the forest, not a bad idea whatsoever. Miners and Slayers will be pushing forward, and it looks like the Rangers are going to be camping just outside of the forest at the moment. I don't know if it's going to do them any good. Bounce Power's massively in the Wood Elf favour, despite a lot of their ammunition starting to wane. I mean, I say wane, they still got 12 volleys left. It's looking real rough right now for the Dowie. I don't think there's much he can do here. I don't think there's much. The Duck Police are back, for sure. Cowardly Algae play. It is a bad doom for a Slayer, I agree. It's definitely a grudge in this matchup. It's a horrible, unfun matchup. I do not play this as dwarfs. Losso and Knights are very powerful here as well, but it really is just mass ammo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he's got like the perfect amount of ranged troops as well. Losso and Knights are simply going to bound in and slaughter units. Arena speed's going to go down, but it's not going to help the Slayers, I don't think. Their speed is now up to 58. Losso and Knights still have a whopping 90 speed. It's not even going to be close, I'm afraid. Rangers do unleash a few shots back. Sister Twilight have taken some damage, but of course they do indeed have Conjoined Destiny, so they can be healed up in the later stages of the game. I really do wonder if just sacrificing your ranged troops, or maybe not even bothering to bring ranged troops to the dwarfs is the way to go here. 5 Miners of Blast and Charges, 5 Dwarf Warriors, 5 Longbeards with shields. Just bring a 20 stack of Dwarfs with just shielded units. That might be the way to go, I don't know. It's real rough. It's real rough for sure. It is slightly ironic the Dwarfs are defending the forest against the Wood Elves. I would agree. I would agree. Yeah, the Dwarfs just don't have the mobility to fight the Wood Elves here. It really is a very bad matchup for them. It is doable. It is doable. Against Daktar, though, maybe less so, because his Wood Elf plays so good. You can see a lot of kiting going back here. The Way Watchers are simply going to fall back and retreat where possible. The Sister Twilight gets stuck in on the Miners, doing some okay work down there. Slayers are getting gobbled up. Waystalk, unfortunately, is out of ammunition at this point. Where are lots of the Knights? They're kind of just chilling. The Way Watchers do shoot into the Rangers, doing some pretty good damage to them. Slayers are now pushing forward aggressively, and they do have the speed to catch the Glade Guard. If all his Slayers push together along this battle line, it maybe wouldn't go so badly, but the Way Watchers still have ammo, and they can punch the Slayers quite a bit. Some nice jukes, though, coming in by Dr. Jellyfish. The Sister Twilight are flying high above the sky. A lot of ammo has basically worn out from the Wood Elves, but the Lost of Knights could finish off the majority of this by themselves. So Frolic Ironbrow in combat against all of this would have an absolute ball. He would be a bit of a tank right now. 24 Slayers do look to actually fulfill their Slayer Oath by hunting the Lost Knights. Their speed has been lowered to 36, meaning the Slayers will actually be able to finally catch them, though they have a little bit of an advantage there of being a little bit away, so I don't know if the Slayers are actually going to be able to catch them in time to dish out some damage. Now, if Daktar does accidentally throw away the Sister of Twilight, this is going to turn into a very interesting finale right now. We still have a lot of blasting charges, and if he can use the blasting charges on the Glade Guard, it will eviscerate them super quick right now, and the Forik might be able to solo what is left. But he needs to get rid of the Lost Silver Knights, and he needs to get rid of the Sisters of Twilight. Load of blasting charges do go down on the Sisters, if I get my words out there. Doing some pretty decent damage, actually. Likewise are the Rangers, and the Sisters are down to 1,477 HP. 98 kills, though, is not shabby whatsoever. Fork's getting aggressive. He's driving towards the Glade Guard, looking to try to put them in a toilet seat somewhere, but Armor losses honestly might set in before Forik can do anything, and that's a shame because Forik can honestly solo so much of this, particularly with Runes of Wrath and Ruin. Imagine Overcast Rune of Wrath and Ruin on Glade Guard in combat surrounding Forik, but it might not matter because he has no army, and yes, the Wood Elves have used up a lot of that ammunition, but their force is basically fully intact, so you simply have to break Forik rather than actually kill him, which is the best way to deal with him, I find. Sisters of Twilight, only 2 volleys left. Forik's still looking very healthy right now. Glade Guard basically have no ammo left whatsoever on those units in the distance. These units still have 6 volleys, armies, which is pretty nasty, and they're really focusing down at the Slayers where possible. Also the Knights just bouncing back and forth, and Thorix basically full health, but unfortunately I think Army Losses is kicking in, and that's going to be game to Daktar. That's going to be game to Daktar. It's very bad to play for sure. It's very bad to play for sure against Wood Elves, but it's honestly, it's a good play by Daktar. It's to be expected as well. Like, if you pick Dwarves up against Wood Elves in a competitive setting, 9 times out of 10 this is the build you're going to face. Or a similar build. I do think the Archmage or High Magic might be better than the Sister Twilight, I'm not convinced, but with like Soul Quench, Tempest, just in case it's a little Gyrocopter to spam, can be very deadly as well, and still gives good battlefield presence. But GG's, it was honestly a really good play. That was a clinic on how to pick apart the Dwarfs. Oh my god! Is that the man, the myth, the legend? Is that Sarmation in chat? I do not know where you've been, man, but it's fantastic to see you. Sarmation was like the 3rd person I think I ever faced on Quick Battles, and is a fantastic Wood Elf player himself, so glad to see you back, man. I don't know if you've been taking a break from the game or if I just haven't seen you around. Oh, look at this! We have one Slayer left trying to stand firm and fight, but unfortunately, he does bite the bullet and go down. Daktar taking this one 2-0, much like Riffle Shuffle in the first best of 3, shall be a Riffle Daktar best of 5 final. That's going to be a scrappy one. That's going to be a scrappy one. I don't like to play Dowie versus Wood Elves because the Elven player just runs away. Elves are great cowards. It's true. It's true. The Elves, of course, are cowards, but they're playing to their strengths there. Going back to the ancestral roots have been Elves and fleeing before the might of the Dwarfs. But unfortunately for the Dwarfs, it's a really bad matchup. Waywatchers did... No, 1.4, 1.2 damage value is good. 889. Lost 7 Knights were untouched in the end. Glade Guard, like, a lot of these units don't get the best damage value, considering they used up all of their ammo, but they take away key targets. And you have so many men left at the end that armor losses tends to set in. Waystalker did 800 value. Sisters 1.5. Yeah, they're also pretty decent in combat, so that's maybe why you would take them. For that can join Destiny, but also the cycle charging key units down in the end game. 4 Brow didn't do too much, maybe the Moss Engineers. I mean, I don't think anything's going to have paid for itself. Almost everything's 0 gold. It was real rough. This unit of Rangers got 696 damage value, 499. Rangers did okay. One Moss Engineer got 550, but that was super rough. I agree all the build is annoying, but it's Dowie versus Wood Elves. It is the strongest way for sure. Sorry it wasn't fun. It's true. It's true. Jigro played. Very bad matchup for the Dowie. Great micro deck. Daktar did some really good micros. Unfortunately, Dodge Jellyfish will be moving away. Looks like a nice balance here. Waywatchers didn't pay for themselves. Waywatchers, you know, they're pretty expensive. I don't think they're anywhere near as accurate as they once were, which is a bit of a problem. But I know people hated them before because they were so good at sniping lords. We are on to Crack Asgul, and up next it shall be Riffle Shuffle versus Daktar in a best of 5 final. So let's update the scoreboard quickly. Give that a 2-0 there to Daktar, and when Riffle pops in we can... Actually, we'll just change scoreboard now before I forget. So we have Mr. Riffle. There we go. Let's up his phone, bump him in there, and Daktar on the left, and let's get that scoreboard back to 0-0. So this is the best of 5 finals, though. So there's plenty of time for more games. We have the potential to get 5 games, in fact. Thank you, Dwayne. I've just seen your message in Discord. Welcome, dude. Have a welcome duck. Cool, just going to send you a welcome duck in chat, Mr. Dwayne. If I do look to get back into Tabletop Warhammer, I will pop over. He was always attacking, man. He had a lot of skirmish, though, moving around the flanks. But he didn't break the attacking rule at any point, Jellyfish. It's really bad, though. Honestly, it's a terrible matchup for Dwarfs, in my opinion. In the current meta, it's against top-tier players. I want to say unwinnable, but I haven't seen many Dwarf players pull it off. Maybe Grombrindle. I hate Glade Guard way more than Waywatchers. Yeah, Waywatchers do sometimes try to pay for themselves, and they've only changed the accuracy a little bit, but it's really affected them. They're nowhere near the killers they once were. Still very powerful. The build had no shields almost. Yeah, I do wonder if the only way to go is like 5 miles of blasting charges, 5 Thor forwards of shields, 5 longbeards with shields, Thoric and just a load of slayers. I mean, you're gonna struggle against Lost Silver and Cav, but you're hopefully gonna absorb the damage. But up next it is a Daktar versus Riffle Shuffle. Riffle to pick and ban first. Hello. Well done on getting here, champs. Riffle to pick and ban first. Agreed, Grombrindle says DM Mag over the Wood Elves being cowards. I love it. I love it. Only Wood Elf unit I hate are the Hawk Riders. I mean, only in like mass kind of like... I actually really like Hawk Riders. They're a really cool unit. But in mass, like, yeah, flying kite builds, they are pretty annoying. So send a message to mods. Cool. I should probably make a mod chat actually on my Discord so they can chat. It seems to me... Yeah, Grombrindle, we were discussing that before. For the next season of Death Before Dishonor, I've already announced this to people. Because obviously, like, we play banner rules for the most part. I may move over to fruit rules just because they seem to be getting updated a bit quicker. So it's just easy. It's like less pressure. You know, we can just chuck them on there and I don't have to worry about it too much and update it ourselves. Like we've updated the chariot fin ourselves, for example, which has been updated in fruit rules, but not in banner rules. Although I really like banner rules, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to update my own rules as well a little bit, so that units of a certain value or summons of a certain value, for example, zombie summons, will not count as attacking. Which is a change I'm going to make. People don't have to like the change. People don't have to dislike the change. But I think that's like super abusive of things like attacking rules. And I think we're looking to try and find a way to limit skirmish cav to a point where you would need multiple units of skirmish cav attacking rather than just one to count as attacking. But that becomes such a grey area and it's such a messy rule that we might just have to leave it as it is, even though it's not particularly suitable. Kite is the one thing that requires real skill to pull off. I 100% disagree there. There is a load of different playstyles that take a lot of skill. Skirmish is just one of them. Maybe it looks the fanciest to pull off, but there is equal skill in trying to defend a gun line than there is to whittle around kind of like fast mobile skirmish cav. Yeah, there's a load of different playstyles in this game. You don't just have to be fancy to pull off skirmish. There's been lots of top players who have done different stuff. Oh, the skill level was crazy. Daktar's skill level there was real masterful. So that's just a Dark Elves versus VC buff to a point, Guac. But I also think it's really abusive. Just, hey, I'm gonna summon one zombie and walk it towards you. It's gonna die, and they're gonna summon another zombie and just walk it towards you. It's just terrible for everyone, both the players, people playing. Oh yeah. Yeah, I basically agree with real human being there. Like, it's not fun to play against, but it's completely fine, and it takes a lot of skill to pull off. But yeah, I agree. It's not fun to play against people who just skirmish you, of course. But it's part of the game, and it's part of the top-tier players, and honestly, this has been 4 tournaments have brought 4 champions together, so you're going to get that here. And I'm excited to hop into this. Daktar versus Riffle Shuffle should be a good, fun scrap. Daktar picks Wood Elves into Riffle Shuffle's Lizard Men. So Riffle Shuffle picked and banned first. Went Dino Boys, again, trying to win my heart. Absolute champ. Banning Skaven and Tomb Kings. 2 good bans. 2 good bans. I ban VP more than I ban Tomb Kings, but I think I just played Tomb Kings more than VP, so I'm a little bit more used to it. Daktar's going to go with Wood Elves, so there's a good chance we can see Masquerade Guard here, Starfire Shafts. Riffle Shuffle coming in with the double solar engine. I actually have had massive success with going quite cav-heavy builds. We saw one earlier from Dr. Jellyfish, which, Dr. Jellyfish, if you're in chat, by the way, was freaking amazing. The triple horned ones, it was so cool. But Horned Ones here and Cold and Spear Riders are actually really good against Wood Elves. You can punish the back line quite well, but it does take a lot of micro getting into back line, trying to avoid nets and all that glorious stuff. I disagree. Put me in the book if you still want. No, what did you do? Oh, I don't think Wood Elves are killing the strategy game. That matchup for sure is one you avoid. There's a few of them though, like High Elves versus Vampire Counts for a long time you just avoided, because it was not a fun game, and it was almost impossible to win. Vampire Count players have slowly evolved to take it down, so I'm waiting to see what Dwarf players do in the end to counter Wood Elves, because there will always be an answer. The matchups tend to flip-flop back and forth. Some people think this matchup's unwinnable, and then someone finds a new strategy, and it comes in, and all of a sudden, you know, the meta shifts and changes. So I'm sure there is a way for the Dowie to play out against the Wood Elves. I'll be interested to see what it is. I do just think mass shielded units is the only way. Stay very tight and absorb the enemy damage, and have as much possible for the end scrap as you can. But that's easier said than done. Avoiding the shots and trying to absorb the damage can be a bit problematic. Never seen Spirit Leech in this matchup. Oh, it's become very common now. Yeah. Spirit Leech, but Vampire of Death has basically become very common. I mean, Spirit Leech spam and Fireball spam has always been very potent and deadly, but it gets rid of the potential for Lizmen Kite, which is a good answer to current Vampire Count meta, because it kills Salamanders really quickly, which is a big problem for them. The point of the game is a Vampire Count mirror. Hopefully we don't get mass Vampire Count mirrors. That's fine, Legion. You can agree with that if you like, but yeah, those are my rules. So, don't play in the tournament, I guess. That's all I got to say. I think it doesn't. I think it's just an excuse from Vampire Count players. They're like, oh, we need it to cycle charge late game. Save some of your ground troops then, you know, to cycle charge in the end. It's obviously, and has been obviously abused through tournaments now for months, where it's just send one summon zombie, send one zombie in over and over again, which is fine. Then send one summon zombie in over and over again, just use up all your Winds of Magic. It is not good to watch, and it won't happen in my tournaments from this tournament onwards. They can do it in this one, of course. They can do it in this one. Slayer Rush Ice, I wish worked against the Skirmish. How many... You can do a full Slayer build, maybe. Honestly, maybe it's worth it. Because you have to ignore the Way Watchers. You have to accept, right? The Way Watchers are going to get ridiculous damage value. But if you hold onto the Glade Guard, you actually outpace the Glade Guard. And then it's all about the Lost Silver Knights and Sisters of Twilight trying to hunt down your, like, your infantry troops. Oh no, I think that'd be fun to try, Ice. If you do that on Quick Battles or something, and send me some videos of it working or failing against Wood Elves, I'd happily cast them. Way Watchers are the big problem there, but the Way Watchers can only shoot so many Slayers, I guess? I don't know. I feel like the Way Watchers are very problematic for the Slayer Rush. But anyway, enough of that talk. Let's hop into this one and enjoy. To be honest, vampires need a DLC rework, as they seem a bit dead/boring. Oh, I love the pun. I love the pun. No, Slayers get wrecked. You need Wood Elves to move on you. Yeah, that can work, I guess. That can work for sure. Dwarves versus Wood Elves. It's about 4 catapults, full shield, skirmish, plus 4 stacks of basic warriors. If you've got any good replays, man, I cannot pronounce your name, unfortunately. It's a different alphabet to the British one, so I'd struggle. But if you've got any good replays, feel free to send them in. Drop those likes. Yes, if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to like. We've got a lot of people tuning in and watching. Not only does it help me out quite a bit, but does also support the homies. Supported the homies. So, for the forces here of the mighty Wood Elves and Daktar leading the battle line, we do have Deepwood Scouts with... Oh my god, Daktar, you Chad! He knows his duck. He knows that Swift Shiver Shards are a secret love of mine. I love Swift Shiver Shards. They're a super fun unit to use. So we actually have triple Deepwood Scouts of Swift Shiver Shards, a loaded Glade Guard in the form of Starfire Shafts, which of course is the way to go. We have Blade Singers, which I'm a massive fan of again, and a load of Eternal Guard, a load of Glade Riders, and Dreicher, kind of a summons, and a Pendulum, which is, yeah, a really good way to play, plus Enfeebling the Foe. A load of Dryades in the front as well. This is a really cool build. Only 2 Glade Guard as well, so not going Glade Guard spam. Deepwood Scouts with Swift Shiver Shards. Be interesting to see how they perform. I feel like they do really good against enemy skirmish, because they actually fire 2 arrows per shot, which is very cool. For Forces of the Dino Boys, we have Skink Cohorts, we have Chameleon Skinks, we have Chameleon Stalkers, we have Cold One Riders. Looks like it's going to be the same pretty much on both flanks, including some more riders on the right, so a bit of a flank overload there. We have Skink Cohorts with Javelins, we have Saurus Warriors dotted along the main battle line, going very wide, which I think is very good for the Lizardmen. Skink Priest of Beasts with Flock of Doom and Manticore Summon, and Oxyotl down here on the ground with Master Predator. Super fun build, I like it. This is going to be a scrap. This is going to be a scrap. I'm a big fan of both these builds. Big fan for sure. Just give me the Poor Wood Elves and I'll show you. I love it. Don't know why people were like, cheesing in a serious tournament. Yeah. Yeah, Wood Elves can be quite polarizing. Wood Elves and Vampire Counts are 2 of those factions which, like, relatively easy to, well, hard to cheese. Like, it takes a lot of skill, but can be very frustrating to play against both those factions. 100% agree there. They can both be rough. Likewise, Dwarfs, again, like, some matchup Dwarfs excel in, and other matchups Dwarfs are really suffering. They're another one of those factions which, unfortunately, is a bit polarizing, but it's to be expected with so many factions in the game. So the Swift Shiver Shards are going to unleash some volleys into the Skinks. Beautiful! Beautiful micro there by Riffle Shuffle. Avoided basically all of the damage there. That was some masterful stuff. I love to see it. Chameleon Skinks are playing on the left-hand side, peppering down the Deepwood Scouts. Unfortunately, this time, he doesn't... He jukes about half the volley there. Actually, not bad whatsoever. Still does take quite a bit of punishment. You can see how much work the Deepwood Scouts do. Only one of the units really connected there. A load more shots do come in, this time aiming at the Chameleon Stalkers. Not doing so much work there, unfortunately. You can see Daktar is trying to switch targets where possible to really try to stress the micro here of Riffle Shuffle and the Dino Boys. Dryades are being forced back. Cold One Riders, as well as Con Riders, are starting to rotate around this right-hand side, with the Chameleon Stalkers and Skinks looking to surround the Wood Elves where possible. They found themselves in a bit of a corner here, being forced further and further back. Deepwood Scouts are unleashing so much ammo into Chameleon Stalkers, and that was a good volley. Although they're going to counter-punch back, and they will do some massive burst damage to the Deepwood Scouts. These guys need to get the Chameleon Stalkers off the battlefield as quickly as possible. That volley might be enough to break them. Will they get their second volley? No, they will not. They're broken and forced back. Deepwood Scouts are very happy for that to have happened. Oxyotl does pop Master Predator. It's one of those abilities I almost always recommend taking. And it looks like Stalkers on this left-hand flank doing some okay damage to the Eternal Guard. Glade Riders are going to sally out here and do some good work. They need to be careful though. Cold One Riders are looking to ensnare them. And I think, oh, Daktar, beautiful micro, does manage to pull these guys back in time to the support of the Eternal Guard. Lovely little bait and switch there by both players. Glade Riders may break here, though. They're getting danger low. Eternal Guard are well and truly amongst the Cold One Riders. There's some lovely shots as well coming in by the Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts. Nice damage there onto Riffle Shuffle's troops. Deepwood Scouts are using up majority of the ammunition into Skinks, but hey, it's you've got to kill them somehow. The Glade Riders unfortunately sitting a little bit still here. They need to charge down these Skinks, or maybe fall back because the Cold One Riders are nearby. Dry just getting super aggressive, knowing there's basically nothing that can threaten her, just trying to annoy the enemy where possible. And Blade Slingers do a lovely switch. Dryades pull back, Blade Slingers go in. They're designed to kill Saurus Warriors. And a big fat Pendulum. Unfortunately, Riffle Shuffle doesn't spot it this time. His micro's been pretty on point so far, but he was probably more focused on the Feral Manticore. And I love this play. You don't have to use Manticores to kill characters. Everyone does it. Use it to kill elite units, like the Blade Singers, who are currently chewing their way through Saurus Warriors. Get your characters in here, get your Manticore to deal with the Singers, because they're a very powerful unit in this matchup. Glade Guard do manage to finish off the Colon Riders who have been forced back here. We have some Colon Skinks and Skink cohorts, and Colon Riders all kind of starting to surround her. Eternal Guard getting a little dragged out position right now. They do need to come back. We do have a load of Glade Riders, though, who can swarm back, and somehow Daktar is one of the best players in the game at protecting his ranged troops. I don't know how he does it. It's ridiculous. Even swarmed at all angles, he always finds a way to keep these guys firing, and they're doing a pretty decent job. Deepwood Scouts are also alive as well. This unit has taken a bit of a pounder now, up to 62 kills, 38 kills, and 58. Certainly not too shabby. Oxyotl has now been spotted. Glade Riders could go around and surround him. They do a fine job. Blade Singers, despite the Manticore and the Skink Priest being in here, win the fight up against the Saurus Warriors. Amazing work by the ladies. Drycher's in here, as well as a summon of Dryads. If you can surround and kill the Skink Priest, that's great, because he's only used one of his Manticore summons. You can stop him from using that second one. All the archers range shots into the rear of the Cold Riders. It looks like they managed to dodge a few shots because they were going downhill at the time, but still massive damage being done to the lads there. Balance power is still dead even. The infantry forces are looking pretty battered, though, for the forces of the Wood Elves due to that lovely Manticore play on the Blade Singers, who are now surrounding the Skink Priest, though, which is a bit of a problem. And Pendulums could be used in the later stages of the game to clear up Saurus Warriors. Deepwood Scouts still have some ammunition left, but they have used up quite a bit. Glade Riders going to float out over onto the Skink cohorts to help out the Dryads. They should be able to break and finish off that unit and maybe rally back some of these fleeing Wood Elf troops. Glade Riders are engaged here with the Chameleon Skinks, looking to overrun them and beat them back where possible. We do get that second Manticore summon just in the nick of time, because the Skink Priest did actually start to get forced off the battlefield. Manticore probably wants to spend its time hunting down Drycher, and enfeebling foe on the Manticore wouldn't go amiss. Dryads are trying to pull back. We've got a lot of Saurus Warriors. Drycher needs to be alive in the endgame to pendulum these warriors to death, because there are so many dinos left on the battlefield. I really do like this change in meta from what we usually see of Glade Guard spam and Bastiladon spam, and it's looking pretty fun, honestly. I love it. Pendulum comes down, hitting 2 units of Saurus Warriors. Some lovely play there by Daktar and the lovely Drycher, though she's being cycle charged right now by that Ferromanticore. She may not be able to live the night. Blade Slingers try to countercharge Cold Riders, but there are Chameleon Skinks supporting as well, and Drycher is horribly alone and out of position right now. No Glade Riders to support her. Deepwood Scouts are getting forced more and more back into the corner. There are Glade Riders alive, but they're kind of slowly getting dragged down by Skinkies at the moment. Eternal Guard have formed a shield wall, looking to pin in and force back the Saurus Warriors, who are taking so much damage from the Deepwood Scouts. Really good play of them so far by Daktar, but it does look like he's been overwhelmed, and large point of that is down to the fact this second Manticore got summoned, because it's basically killed Drycher and saved the Skink Priest. If he had broken just a heartbeat quicker and the Manticore hadn't been brought back, I think the Wood Elves would be in a relatively solid position, or at least an even position. But as it stands, the Lizardmen are really doing some good work here. Deepwood Scouts focus down the Chameleon Skinks. Unfortunately, the Glade Riders are starting to waver before they've used up all their ammunition. They are currently launching shots into the Colon Riders, perhaps able to save Drycher even. She's just about stabilising. A really good character for her cost. I wish we got to see her a tad more often. Flock of Doom's going to go down on the Eternal Guard, allowing the Saurus Warriors to grind through them a little bit quicker. And more shots are being reined in, trying to clear out the Skinks where possible, and hopefully, I guess, getting those Pendulums on the Saurus Warriors in the later stages of the game. Blade Slingers have rallied, just 6 models left. They're going to go for a death charge in against the Chameleons, trying to decapitate a few of the beautiful little Skinkies, before they unfortunately do bite the bullet and go down just 170 HP, but they did some good work there. Glade Riders have swarmed into the back, trying to stop the Skinks from beating back the Deepwood Scouts, who unfortunately are running out of ammunition right now, trying their best to fall more. Look how close they are to the corner. They're really falling back as much as possible. Drycher is surrounded, and the fact Oxyotl still has a decent amount of ammunition really bodes super badly. He could probably solo that game just by kiting and shooting his shots, but well played there. The Wood Elves, unfortunately, there is a grudge was written off from them beating the Dwarfs in the previous game, but it was done this time by the forces of the Lizardmen. Looks like the Lizardmen and the Dowie are stern allies. Well played to Daktar, though. Honestly, some fantastic play. I love this build. This is a really cool build coming in. Deepwood Scouts, 780, 1,000 and 1,000 damage value. Massive kills, suddenly able to clear out the chaff, which is super useful up against the Lizardmen, who do like to swarm quite a bit. The Skirmish Cav didn't do too much damage, of course, but their job is to pin in the enemy. And the Glade Guard, 1k damage value, 727. Blade Slingers, over 1,000 as well. Not bad whatsoever. Dryad across the board didn't do amazing, and Dryad just 915 damage value. As for Riffle Shuffle, Oxyotl, 940 damage value, still plenty left in the tank. Lovely clutch Manticore summon. That was huge getting that Manticore summon off. Saurus Warriors did good damage value across the board, nothing too crazy. And across the board, I mean, like, yeah, the Chameleons, 970 damage value, 640, 700. No crazy damage value really, but just wasted the opponent's ammo, surrounded him, and crushed him. Up next, the close quarters map of Troll Country. I know a lot of people hate Troll Country, but yeah, you just need to learn to play that close combat playstyle as well somehow. Yes, GG. That was a pretty damn good game. Very good micro by both players there. Catch you later, Black Fawn. Sally gotta go. Thanks for the stream. No worries, champ. Yeah, keep it friendly, of course, of course. Yeah, the summon was already used. The summon was used in the midpoint of the battle. What's up, Loopy? Man, I've been missing your replays, bud. I need them. I need them in my flesh. Loopy is a super fun player. Can't wait for banner rules to get the program make Chameleon Stalkers 360. I don't think they need to be, personally. It does allow them to have a load of long range, but we'll very rarely see them, I think, if not. I think Chameleon Stalkers are very powerful with the Chameleon spam and stuff, but it certainly has some hard counters as well. It is very good against Wood Elves, but regardless, there's always going to be good things and bad things about every matchup. Yeah, good to have you here, ODM, Mr. Loopy. I'm assuming you're rooting for your boy, Daktar, the champ. He's played good so far, but he is 1-0 down here in the best-of-5 finals. So let's quickly update the scores. And he has lost now with his favourite faction, which is a little rough for sure. And Riffle Shuffle is going at Warriors of Chaos, which I believe is his favourite faction. Going up against the Greenies, this is going to be a blood and thunder affair for sure. For sure. I will try to play for you, Rubber Duck, but I've been too busy making mods lately. No worries, Loopy. I would love to get more replays from you, bud, but don't feel pressured to. But I would love to get you on a channel soon for like a best of 7 or something. It'd be really good fun. Not against me. I feel like you would dumpster me too easy. It wouldn't be too entertaining. But I feel like against another top tier player like yourself. What's up, the Mihawk? Hope you're all good, bud. Glad to have you here. You've made it in time for the grand finals. The finals of the grand finals, in fact, of Season 9 of Death Before Dishonour. What mods have you been making, Loopy? I've been tempted to make a few videos on mods recently. But I'll have to wait and see. I need to remember to keep drinking water. I can feel my voice just melting away here. If you guys have been enjoying, feel free to like and subscribe and all that good standard YouTube-y stuff. There are links to my Discord down below if you'd like to get involved in these events in the future. Cool. Sky message from the Raptor himself, who is going to be helping me design a tournament we're probably doing next week, which is going to be a terrible maps tournament. So Raptor will decide the maps. They're going to be garbage maps. I might have 2 maps per game and then let chat vote on them. And then you go to war. It's going to be interesting for sure. Loopy versus Glyn. Ooh! Hank. Hank with the strong suggestions. I would be down. I would cast a Loopy versus Saphir fight. That'd be insane. If they were down for it. Loopy, if you're down for it, if Saphir's in chat, I know he was earlier, he might have disappeared at the moment. If you guys are down for best of 7 on the channel, I'll make it happen next week for you. That would be amazing. I hope they both go heavy metal builds, with probably max skirmish cav from both. Yeah, Greenskin skirmish cav's been nerfed, still very powerful. It is hard to use skirmish cav on this map, it's very close quarters. So I would love a bad to the bones heavy metal rock and roll build, Chosen, Blackhawks, all that kind of crazy stuff that we don't get to see terribly often in tournament play. Apart from like the odd unit here and there. Yeah, that'd be really cool, but skirmish cav can be a little bit scary. Saphir is a worthy opponent. Loopy, yeah, if you hit him up, I know he's a clanmate. That'd be an awesome game. That'd be an awesome game. I must admit, I do love having the ODN guys on the channel. It's always some top tier games, good banter as well, and just a load of lovely people. But he's not playing. Oh no, is he not playing at the moment? They'll bring him out of retirement. Bring him back. He can be like Wolverine, like Old Man Logan, like coming back. Like, I still got it, kids. I can still mess him up. Gonna be a fun game though. Greenskins versus Warriors of Chaos. Riffle Shuffle bringing his best faction here. I believe Chaos is his best faction at least. Trying to secure that second win. Momentum so powerful in these best of 3 and best of 5 finals. But we have had a lot of reverse sweeps and stuff before in the past. Can't he change his name to Sapphire already? Oh no! Does he mean like retire? No! We're getting back. We're getting back. We always do. If Salmation got back in the swing of things, Loopy v Salmation would be a great game as well. I just don't think Salmation's been playing too much recently. Oh, we got over 100 people watching! Yes! Yes! Hope you guys are enjoying. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting, by the way. It really is what makes like doing these things worth it. Oh no! Looks like Riffle Shuffle dropped, unfortunately. It's, his internet might have just cut out for a second. Looks like he's not online, so wait for him to pop back in. Looks like he may have just crashed, but that's fine. This game does crash a little bit here and there. I just want to see Crimson Killers being brought, unironically. I mean, technically they are the best and still don't get picked. Yeah. Is it Sapphire? Or Sapphire? I thought it was Saphir. I thought he spelled it differently. Am I wrong? For some reason I thought he spelled it differently. Over 100 people, I'm leaving. Douglas Barface is like, no, I should not stand for this. I will not stand for this. Yes, it should be good fun. Hopefully we get Riffle back in. So I was viewing chat there for a little bit. Where are you? Send me a little message. Send me a message on Discord, make sure it's all good. No worries, bud. It looks like Riffle Shuffle's PC got stuck, so he's having to reboot, which is no worries. Riffle is just rebooting his PC. He seems to have like no time, like no problem loading into the game, so it'll probably be quite a quick way around. I'm not. Oh no, I'm not versed in the art of joke. Oh god, I probably missed out on something. Is that the whole Sapphire thing? I'm way too antisocial to stay with 100 people. I mean, same man. I feel like, oh my god, Dram's here! Dram! How are you? I believe Dram's the one who always comments underneath all my videos. Saying, oh god, what is it? Like, not bump, but it's like the equivalent of bump. Or like YouTube algorithm. Like says YouTube algorithm. Hope you're doing all good. How did I get this stream? I didn't click for this. Obviously part of the great plan. It is. It's destined. You're destined to be here, I'm afraid, and view the battle. Oh, my voice is dying so badly. Come on, voice, I believe in you. We have work to do. We cannot have a rough voice, I'm afraid. Go. We do have some maps. So just to give you guys a little bit of an inkling what's going to come in the future. Some of the maps for the bad map Torment will be the Night Glens, Hidden Waystone, Battle for the Eternal Tides, Black Ark Landing, Arhem, I want to say that's called, Armor Swamps, the Lost Idols, Witchwood Glade, the Skymark Reaches, the Moonbow, the Broken Land, Slans Gold, Bleak Coast Isle North, and Wildwood Prison. They sound like some beautiful maps to play on. We'll try and get away from the ones which have too much trees. Sorry guys, they're doing a cheeky little burp. Just so we can actually cast the games, you know. Duck is officially now a big streamer. Hey, I need to do a video on this. At some point, like maybe even now if no one else is streaming, we're technically the biggest streaming Total War streamer on YouTube right now. Pin out there. We're currently the biggest Total War Warhammer streamer on YouTube. It's official. We need to turn this into a video. But in reality, it's because no one else is streaming right now. Who you're picking up first? Playthrough of Total Warhammer 3. I am super conflicted, Dongus. Initially, I was all about Kislev. Polar bears riding polar bears. I know the hype died down a little bit on Kislev, but they look so fun. But then I saw the two-headed magical duck that Tzeentch can bring, and I'm very tempted to go Tzeentch. Honestly, the one I'm least pumped for so far is probably... Oh, the four we've seen. The four's been revealed, and, like, we've seen units and stuff of. So, Khorne, Kislev, Cathay, and Tzeentch. Khorne's the one I'm least excited for, but I still am really excited to play them, so that's good news. Though they have some interesting stuff, but the other factions just seem to give a little bit more to me, at least for the moment. Oh my god, Bowmore is here! What's up, dude? Quack quack. I just listed off your maps Raptor that we're going to be playing next week. How are the finals looking? Man, Daktar and Riffle on fire at the moment. Yeah, this is the finals, Bowmore. So it is Daktar versus Riffle Shuffle in the best of 5 final. First game, though, it did go to Riffle Shuffle, so he's taken the advantage. Swamp of Terror best. We may chuck in Swamp of Terror as well. I did a mod to fix the chariot bug. Oh, nice. And a mod to rework Orion. Oh, interesting. The Cold One chariot bug and a mod to rework Orion. That'd be very interesting to look out the Orion changes. I don't think I'd be getting Warhammer 3 for a while because I'm scared it's just going to be uber broken when it comes out. But I love Cathay. However, I will always be in love with my Bretonnians. Well, I mean, yeah, the balance to start is going to be wild, but there's not going to be every faction in the game immediately. It will happen relatively swiftly, but the game will release with like 5 factions. So my player will be a bit unbalanced, but not too crazy. It'll be relatively easy for us to manage in tournaments. But then when all the other factions get added in, it's going to be a nightmare for months. I'm sorry for this. I will never forgive you. Just kidding. It's all good. It's all good. Good luck, have fun. Start when ready. Rapto. I love it. I want to raid Cathay as the Druchii. That'd be some good fun. Yeah, Hobgoblins will be very interesting, Hank. I'm excited for Hobgoblins. For sure. Very excited for Hobgoblins. I'm sure there'll be a DLC at some point. Like, Total Warhammer 3 is going to come out, but then we have, like, a good, like, probably, like, 3 years of DLCs to come after it. Which would be good fun. I feel like Total Warhammer 2 came out ages ago. What year did Total Warhammer... Oh, Total Warhammer 2, sorry. What year did Total Warhammer 2 come out? I feel like it was a very, very long time ago. So we get, like, at least that amount of DLCs into the future. Again, if they sell, they'll keep making them, of course. And then we'll have to wait and see what Total War holds in store for Warhammer into the future. Personally, I'd like to see 40k. Looks like these guys are ready to rumble, so let's hop into this. Personally, I'd like to see 40k Total War, but who knows? I don't know if that's something they would enjoy or not. I feel like Games Workshop, though they've made some questionable decisions recently, can't pass up on that. They can't pass up on 40k. This Total War's been so successful. 2017, Jesus. Yeah, it's a long time ago, Hank. Geese Howard been a boss. Enjoying the stream? Then why haven't you given the stream a thumbs up, for heaven's sake? Why? He makes a good point. He makes a good point. September 2017. My god. Yeah. So we got a while yet, lads. We got a while. We're gonna need years of content. Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying different factions are going to be OP based, but no one's seen any stats or anything yet. So, you know, as soon as Cathay came out, everyone's like, Cathay's going to be OP. People are like, Kislev's going to be OP. We don't know, and a lot of that stuff may seem very good on paper. We don't know the cost of it or how squishy it is and all that stuff. But yeah, I do love this kind of stage of games coming out, though, where we get to speculate and so forth. And I do think, yeah, Chaos Dwarfs could be very powerful if they're like more mobile dwarfs. But anyway, to the battlefield. For the Force of the Greenskins, I always feel a little bit sick every time I see Greenskins. Not because they're green, but because I saw them so much in the Warhammer World Championships. We do have Black Orcs, so it looks like Daktar is a man of the people. We have a load of goblins, including 8-peak loons, but we also have some Black Orcs, so a triple Black Orcs in fact. No Crimson Killers, sadly, but still they do some decent work. We have Orc Boar Chariots, it looks like 2 of them in fact. Grom the Paunch, we have a Giant Ritual Hag with, let me guess, Spirit Leech, and a Goblin Big Boss on a Wolf. Oh hell yes! Man, wolves are so cool. I actually have a wolf tattooed on my arm. Let's give him a little neck scratch. And yeah, Grom the Paunch coming in with all the goodies. Pretty fun build. Pretty fun build. A load of Skirmish Cav is a necessity here. We have a load of Spider Rider Archers. If it's just a counter skirmish, the enemy Skirmish Cav, you need to bring them. For the Forces of Chaos, we have Chaos Marauders. Chosen with great weapons. Guys, chat has heard you. The players have heard you, chat. We have Black Orcs and Chosen with great weapons galore. I love this. Chaos Warriors are great weapons. We have Chosen. We have Chaos Spawn. We have Marauder Horsemen, 2 units in fact. We have Warhounds, double Chaos Pharaoh Manticore up in the sky, and the Everwatcher. Cool, cool. Pretty cool build. Riffle Shuffle is certainly trying to win my heart. He keeps playing Lizard Men and he keeps running Ducks. So, honestly, a man of class and culture. And Daktar coming with the Black Orc Rush is pretty fun stuff for sure. Now, the Spider Riders are going to start beating down the Chaos Spawn. Not a bad target whatsoever. They have a whopping 10 armor, which is basically nothing. Shooting the Manticores wouldn't be the worst idea either, because they've got a lot of sniping potential on Grom and these other characters. Giant Ritual Hag, though, can Spirit Leech one of them, and if they rampage into the wrong targets, without the support of the rest of their army, it could be a really, really bad day for them. It looks like, though, for the most part, Greenskins will be doing a fighting withdraw, shooting with the Spider Rider Archers, and simply running away, which is the way to do this. Did Spirit Leech go down? It looks like the Giant Ritual Hag actually gave up on the Spirit Leech attempt there, and hit it instead on this other Chaos Pharaoh Manticore. The reason Giant Ritual Hags, or one of the reasons they're so powerful, is you can overcast with basically no threat to yourself because of that regeneration. The Chariots will be moving in. They're going to be aiming at the Chaos Warriors of great weapons, which is good if you keep them moving. If you get them stuck in there, it can certainly go very bad for them. Black Orcs have been dragged out of position now by the Chaos Spawn, and Chosen are actually going to charge in a column formation, interestingly. Although the Black Orcs are actually going to get a bit of a surround on them, which isn't good news for the Chosen. But hey, when you surround Chosen, you're not the one doing the surrounded. The Chosen ones are secretly surrounding you. That Overcast Final Transmutation goes down. That is a dead go-away big boss. Black Orcs are doing great jobs up against the Chaos Warriors of great weapons. But that Final Transmutation is certainly even the odd here. We do have a load of the Spider Rider Cav firing in, aiming at that Pharaoh Manticore, no doubt. Giant Ritual Hag is struggling a little bit, unfortunately. Despite the Final Transmutation going down, Chaos Warriors do still lose this fight. Grom the Paunch coming in to assist, and a big old fat war does go down. Orc War Chariots trying to surround and pin in the Pharaoh Manticore. On the flank, the 8-pick Loons are doing a swell job for now, and up to 4 kills. They should soon, though, get their twirly-whirly Loons, and if they can drop that down the Chosen, that's going to be some very disgusting work. And they're also going to receive an Orc Boar Chariot to the rear as the Fanatics do start to spill through friend and foe ranks. Oh my god, that damage is so glorious. Those Chosen have been dealt with. Greenskins are okay in the middle, winning the left-hand side, but the right-hand side is pretty even. Chosen great weapons should be able to mop up the Black Orcs here because they're kind of a little bit overextended on their own. We do have some goblins who might be able to get some rear attacks, and something's been smacking the Everwatcher. I'm not sure what, probably Grom right now. And the Black Orc Center is holding that elite greenskin juicy center, is really beating back the Warriors of Chaos right now. Grom the Paunch is so powerful. He's going to be rear attacking the Chaos Spawn here, up to 44 kills so far, and an impressive 1.3k damage value. The 8-pick Loons as well were really struggling up against the Chosen, but coming with that Fanatics cast did some nice work. Chosen are falling back, but they've not been chased off, which can be pretty bad news for the Greenskins in the later stages of the game. Chaos Manticores are very healthy, though they are being peppered down right now. Black Orcs, they're trying their best. They're doing it for the lads, up to 14 kills, but the Chosen great weapons are just dispatching them with ease right now. I see some Javelins coming in as well. The Black Orcs are dying to the last Orc. Oh my god! Oh no, I thought he got decapitated, but he didn't. You just couldn't see his head there. Everwatcher being so low does mean the balance power is going to be slightly favouring the Greenskins at the moment. Black Orcs are going to be easily overwhelming the Chaos Spawn, and there's still a decent amount of the skirmish contingent left alive for the Greenskins, meaning they can counter the Chaos in the later stages of the game and hopefully protect the Black Orcs from just being picked apart by enemy skirmish cav. Pharaoh Manticore gets dealt with, a nice little just swarm with all the little spiders poisoning him, allowing Grom to get in there and dish out the pain. Balance power still only just slightly in favour of the Greenies. Orc War Chariots are doing a good work though on the Chaos, who are being beat up quite badly here. Black Orcs are looking to counter-charge the Chaos Spawn, falling back from this first fight and moving over to the second one, but the Chaos Spawn do try to fall back here to the support of the Horsemen, who still have some decent ammunition amongst them. Unfortunately, the Pharaoh Manticore is taking quite a beating. It should be able to survive though and get back up into the air, The skirmish cav for the Greenskin has a decent amount of archers left, though the horsemen do have more ammo themselves. Blackhawks are currently engaged with Chaos Warhounds down here on the low ground. There's only 29 models of them left, so the Greenskins are getting a little bit beat up right now, but one thing which is very healthy is Grom the Paunch, and if the Manticores go down, he's going to be just too powerful, I think, in the end stages of the game, but the Manticores are still alive, which is really good news for Chaos right now. Grom the Paunch does charge in. Lucky Banner Axogrom is popped. He's going after the Chosen as well as the Feral Manticore. One of them has Rampage and all the Horsemen are pushing away the Spider Riders. However, lovely counterpunch by Daktar using the Chariots to pin in the Skirmish Cav, though there is some Chosen weapons nearby, so he wants to pull out that engagement relatively soon. Everwatcher does manage to fall back. Unfortunately, one Manticore's been dealt with. The second one is not having a good time dueling Grom the Paunch. We are going to see a final transmutation coming down. And it's not overcast, unfortunately. Didn't have the Winds of Magic for that. They do decent damage to Grom, and it should finish off these Black Hawks. There's a lot of Skirmish Cav still left alive. And even some of the Gobbos are sticking it out to the later stages of the game. Black Hawks here, down to 24 models, will happily take down Chaos Marauders. They actually outnumber them right now, cleaving them with those mighty heavy war axes. Horsemen starting to run low on ammunition, and the one that does have decent amounts left has been forced back. Greenskin Skirmish Core looks far healthier at the moment. Grom the Paunch has gone a little bit low though. That Manticore did some good work to him, but he has managed to eventually deal with it here and force it back. Horseman down to just one volley. Grom looking very, very healthy in the later stages of the game here, ladies and gents. 52 HP. Manticore does shatter. Second Manticore also shatters. Blackhawks can now come in for a bit of a swarm with more Black Ops on the high ground. All board chariots have been forced back now. Lovely little catch here as well by Riffle Shuffle on the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Just dragging down as many models as possible. So we have 28 Chosen, 29 Chosen, and some Chaos Spawn. A decent amount of mass left available. Grom the Paunch, though, if he's able to cycle charge, is going to carry this home, I feel. And he gets in there, slaps a Chaos Spawn with his mighty axe into its chest, and it looks like it does unfortunately die. Blackhawks going up against the Chosen here. It could be interesting to see who got more damage value over the course of the game. Blackhawks trying their best, but it looks like they are outmatched at the moment by the Chosen, who are, yeah, really dumpstering those Blackhawks quite nicely. 8 Pigloons find to the last Gobbo up against the Chaos Spawn, and it may end up being Grom against the world, and if that is the case, and the Chosen are allowed to saturate and surround him, it could be big, big problems for Daktar, but he does have a decent amount of skirmish cavalry left. The single Goblin just in here fighting. He's giving it a go, and he's got the Great in the Hero's Pop. He's getting thrown around a little bit. Skirmish Cav does slam in now to the Chosen with the support of the Goblins. Everwatcher does counter-strike as well. Arcane Conduit popped and stand your ground. Grom's trying to cycle charge. I think he either needs to go after the Everwatcher right now. I mean, he has to probably go after the Everwatcher, just kill him, and then break the remainder of this build. Chosen are pretty tanky though. Greenskins are committing the majority of their forces. Chosen are really getting dragged down right now. Grom the Paunch is having a whale of a time. His body is well and truly bloodied. And he's up to 81 kills, not shabby whatsoever. Chosen do break. Chaos Spawn down to one model. Very close game so far. Balanced Power cannot decide who it thinks is going to win this. Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers have been forced back, but more Chosen have been shattered as well. And Grom finally decides to commit to that fight up against the Everwatcher. The problem is he's now going to get pinned in by cavalry, and he's also going to have to grind his way through these 29 Chosen who certainly can dish out the pain. Spider Riders are whipping up and around, looking to charge into the enemy once more. Horsemen do counter-charge them, trying to overwhelm them. There's two units against one, but the Spider Riders have that poison, and they're really draining out the enemy right now. Grom the Paunch is simply pushing through the Chosen and going after the Everwatcher. A big slap there, down to 600 and 400 HP in fact. We are going to see a Plague of Rust go down on Grom, lowering his armor to 70. It is Grom versus the world right now. Spiders have been forced off. Do we have anything left to come back for the Greenies? There is a unit of Blackhawks here who may rally, but I think it's Grom versus the world. The Everwatcher goes for a risky charge in, trying to deal with him. He actually gets slammed to the ground. 1 HP, and the Great Duck falls, and with that, the army of Chaos breaks and routs. Grom, the last Gobbo standing. Insane game there. Well played to Daktar. He does punch back. 1-0. That was pretty wild. That was pretty wild stuff for sure. Oh my god, we had Russian bots in chat? Well, at least that's new. It is a best of 5, Loopy. It is a best of 5. It is a best of 5, for sure. We've not seen final stats is what I'm talking about here. I can't see who said that in chat. I kind of strolled by. But, Yeah, we don't actually know the stats of any of the Total Warhammer 3 stuff. We've seen bloated stats of 2 factions, which aren't actually realistic to the game, so I've already said that. But yeah, Daktar did a fantastic job. Honestly, Grom carried there. 3.6k damage value, 18k damage dealt, 116 kills. Fantastic work by the boy. Jarmshar Hag did get assassinated, but not before getting 600 value. The Gobos did okay across the board. 8 Pickloons, 780 damage value. Blackhawks, 900 damage value, 1.3, 700. The Orc Chariots were good users, good pins. And yeah, Cav did good. Honestly, it came down to Blackhawks doing some pretty fantastic work. And of course, Grom the Paunch. Love to see the Chosen action, 1.5, 1.1 damage value on them. So certainly surpassing the Blackhawk counterparts there, doing some good work. And the Horseman, 620 and 1,000 damage value. So good use of his skirmish cav from Riffle Shuffle, despite being outmatched in numbers. Manticore did okay, 600 damage value and 1,000 is pretty impressive. Chaos Spawn, though, didn't do too well. Neither did the rest of the infantry, which wasn't the Chosen. The Everduck did do 2,000 damage value. Good work there. And we have a set on our hands. GG. You deserve that, Grom is bullshit, says Daktar. It was a close game. It was a very close game. Crazy game. Never underestimate Grom, even in his slightly nerfed state. Up next shall be Doc Kraz. And there we go. After this will be Languil and Alpine Ridge to close us out. GG stands for Grom game, for sure. Falcon, so that's a Russian Slanesh bot. These are bots have been put in. I get the pun on your channel. Yeah, the Manticores as well did need to deal with. Oh no, Riffle. Looks like he may have crashed again. It's okay, it didn't take long to get back in. It didn't take him long to hop in. Nerf Wood Elves, not Grom, says Jellyfish. I love it, I love it. Oh man, yeah, oh, that game earlier. It's so rough to watch. It's really hard matchup, honestly, Jellyfish. I did feel bad for you. I mean, it was honestly, quite frankly, beautiful micro by Daktar. He put on a masterclass of how to play Wood Elves against Dwarfs, but it is not good to be the Dwarf player there. Everything belongs to Grom. Grom rules, it is true. Yeah, and of course the nerf to War as well affects Grom a little bit. I still think he's slightly too overtuned. Dram, they should buff Grom's armor by around 75. Just stir on the pot, buddy. Just stir on the pot. I mean, people always say, there's a lot of talk, Rebane, about, he's in the DLC, so it's got to be OP. Say that to my lizard men. Before the latest DLC, all their previous DLCs, Ancient Salamander was OP to start with for sure, but it did get nerfed into the dirt. But, like, yeah, some factions, their DLCs really don't help them that much. It does make Lizardmen more versatile, but their DLCs for the longest time weren't super, you know, super useful. Inticity, the man, the myth, the god of war himself. How's it going, bud? Hey, hope the stream's going well. We've had some really awesome games. With some pretty amazing games all around. And Inticity, thank you so much, by the way, for sorting out, revamping your ladder. It was so awesome. I played it yesterday. We did a live stream about it, and I really did enjoy it. I'm going to be playing it a lot more. And for those who don't know, Inticity's ladder system has been revamped. If you want to find out more, I won't go into it too much here, but there is a stream I did yesterday completely about the ladder system, and it's so cool. I really hope to look at it as like almost a beta or a testing grounds for what they should do for Total Warhammer 3 multiplayer. I pray they bring in like a ranking system for quick battles. It'd be so cool. Like, you know, the masters, the gold, bronze, silver, all that kind of stuff, like different leagues. It gives you something worth fighting for and a reason to play competitive games and play multiplayer. And hopefully we'll get more people playing multiplayer in Total Warhammer 3. That's my pray. That's my pray. Is your internet okay? I think his internet's okay. It's his PC gets stuck. By the way, nerf Grom. Cool. Poison Ducky. How's it going, Mr. Poison Civil Duck? Zach slithers into chat. Grom is the last only lord who should be topless. Not with that armor score. Hey, Benzo, he's got the power of the war protects him. Gork and Mork can protect pretty well. How Finn's going? Finn's going pretty good. Finn's going pretty good. Fins are going all good. I'm enjoying the stream so far. Please do keep it friendly in chat, guys, or I will just start pitting people on times out. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. It's absolutely fine, but if you say your opinion 20 times over, it gets a little bit boring and mundane. Alright, I'm well, just living life and stuff like that. Man, Zach, like, showed me a super, super funny article. Oh god, what's it called? It's like about the chariot riots. I mean, I say funny, it's horrible what happened, but it is ridiculous. Still 2. Agree, he's still a beast. Oh, for sure. For sure. So those guys are still sorting out their old pick and bans. Make ranges less cost effective. I think making a skirmish cav lose some ammunition would certainly be a good little fix. Lots of people won't like that idea, obviously, but just taking away, like, 3 or 4 ammo from the majority of skirmish cav, and I think it would be fine. Nerf Southern Realms. Yeah, Southern Realms I haven't seen Southern Realms lose a game, so to be honest, they are a little bit OP. How's the art going, Zach? Hope the art is going well. I'm going to mispronounce this, the Nika riots. But yeah, you guys should look into it. Opinionated opinion about how opinion is better than your opinion. Get wrecked. Yeah, that's the thing with Towa. It's such a versatile game. There's so many factions and units, and so many people main different factions. There's always a load of opinions, floating around and all that good stuff. But hey, if it's, you can let your opinion, be heard and whatnot. I don't mind that whatsoever, but just, do it once, say your piece, and then, move on. Riffle Shuffle is picking Beastmen, banning Warders of Chaos, and VC. Not bad bands whatsoever. Daktar is contemplating Vampirates. Contemplating it. Hopefully, yeah, Nerf Cafe. Yeah, people have been calling for a void. People have been calling for a void. Already. Nerf English longbows? Oh man, in history. Age of Empires 4. I've been tempted to hop into it, but I think the closed beta or whatever it was they were doing, like the stress test, has probably finished by now. We might do a Dawn of War multiplayer stream on Thursday, though. Like old school Dawn of War, the first game. Just to mix it up a little bit and have a bit of a laugh. Just for a nostalgia stream. Mirror. Oh no. Beastmen versus Beastmen. Torx, get your axe ready. Posting some art in the Dark Discord now. Perfect, Zach. I will check it out after the stream. Very excited to hop in. I think someone... Nerf high up helmet high. Oh, I love it. Nerf the cafe hype. That stuff is fire. I don't know what I was going to say. Yeah, someone I think said they were going to work. I can't remember who it was. On like a duck fan art. Like Rubber Duck War fan art. And the idea was a Rubber Duck War with like Temple Guard gear. I don't know how they're getting on with that or if they're still doing it. So I don't see a mirror here. Map's a relatively big one. But these players probably going to be bomb rushing forward to each other. I'm expecting a lot of throwing axes. A lot of throwing axes for sure. It'll be interesting to see how these guys, like, go against each other. Wake me when this is over. I don't know, Nick, but I feel like Beastman mirror match is going to be pretty fast and furious. Pretty bloody. Yeah, Intensity, I kind of missed out on it. It looked like you were having a blast. I was really enjoying yours and Turin's stream together. It was really cool. The problem is, I would be garbage because I never really played it as a kid. Well, I played it, but like I played with like friends and stuff, and you play those games differently. It's the same with Dawn of War, right? We just like used to turtle, and the games have gone for like 3 or 4 hours, and no one could kill anyone because you kind of waited till everyone was built up. So I'd be terrible at Age of Empires multiplayer, I think. But it did look good fun. I was tempted to hop in. If you left the game open, it would keep working. Oh, that's some good stuff. Yeah, so Zach, if you actually have Dawn of War, it's on Steam right now. I believe it's called the Dawn of War Ultimate, no, Game of the Year edition. This is a big if OBS can capture the game, which it might not be able to do. I don't know if OBS can capture it. It can't capture Stronghold Crusader, which is really annoying. So I want to do a Stronghold Crusader stream, and OBS doesn't work on it. But if OBS can capture Dawn of War, then we'll do a Dawn of War stream Thursday. So message me. Well, one, if it works on OBS, we'll figure that out. Then you can message me. We might be able to get you on for some My Player games or something. But yes. Oh, big fat stretch. So it is 1-1 right now. Did I update the scoreboard? I don't think I did. I did not. Cool. Let's find Mr. Daktar. Boop. There we go. 1-0. So Daktar did manage to swim back pretty damn hard there, up against Mr. Riffle Shuffle. You have to see how he fares here. It is a best of 5, so still plenty of room for more games. You know what I'd see? I'd love to see a Dawn of War 2 Elite Mod tournament. If you're talking, Zach, about Retribution, there's a fantastic YouTuber called Indrid Casts, who he's the only guy I've seen really do it. I'm sure there are others, but he seems like to be the biggest guy. It's a really small community. I did consider getting into the game, because it was really fun to watch his cast for a big stage of it, multiple times. I used to watch him years ago, and then stopped for a couple of years, and went back to watching him a bit. He sort of kind of does the same-ish content, and it's really fun. I'd love to delve into it, but I think it's a pretty small community, and I don't know if there'd be room for me to make content on it anyway, because he's kind of like the big Don, you know? But it's so fun. It's crazy micro. Best of 99 Stronger Crusader with me. Man, I would love it, Poison Ducky, to do Stronger Crusader streams and stuff, but they don't work on OBS. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Indrid Rebane. He's a super cool content creator. Oh, looks like Riffle Shuffle's ready to rumble. I'm just waiting on Daktar. How would you guys fare in the Beastman mirror match? I just watch him when 4K hype gets critical to me. Yeah, they've done such a good work modding that game. So I don't think the base game of Dawn of War 2 was particularly amazing. It was very big switch up from Dawn of War 1. The problem with Dawn of War 3 is it didn't help either fan base. People who like the original games or people who like Dawn of War 2. It did its own thing again, and it seemed to backfire horribly. Which is a little bit of a shame. I think it's the same company who do Age of Empires 4. Relic Gaming, I believe. You haven't played Beast in the Mirror much, says Intisty. Yeah, I honestly haven't done it at all. I don't know what you'd bring here. I think Torque's gonna be bad. You usually counter Dark Elves or Wood Elves. Yeah, Elves are can be pretty decent up against Beastmen. Anything that can outpace them and do long range damage can be rather nasty. Rather nasty for sure. We'll have to see. Is it Torx v Torx? It is. Oh no. So we've got a fake Torx the Brass Ball and a real Torx the Brass Ball. There, of course, is only one way to figure it out. Who's the true champ? We'll have to wait and see. So Daktar, fighting on the side of blue here, has triple Bestigors for a nice central punchy core. Guarding Torx the Brass Ball. Apart from that, it's going to be very fast and mobile. We have some Ungor Spearheads, but we also have a Brave Shaman of Wild coming in with Viletide and Traderkin on a chariot. Then it's Centaurs galore. So 1, 2, 3, 4 Centaurs, double Centaurs with Phrenaxes as well, and a load of Chaos Warhounds. So are these poison or just basic? It looks like just basic Chaos Warhounds. For the forces of his opponent here and the mighty Riffle Shuffle, we have triple Centaurs with Phrenaxes and triple basic Centaurs. Couple of Warhounds, again, no poison, so relatively similar builds so far. Ungor Spearherds and Gore Herds, so we'll be making up the battle line. And we actually have some Ungor Raiders in here for a bit of pressure. Now, where's the rest of that money gone? It has gone in a Feral Manticore, who is going to be spawning up in the sky. We have Torx Brassball once more, and this time a Foot Brave Shaman of Wild with Brave Scream and Traderkin instead of Viletide. So an interesting little switch up there from both the players. Pretty excited to see how this goes. Where did the money go? I mean, Bestigors... I guess it really just is in that extra Feral Manticore. Wait, is that Gold Chevron? Oh no, it's Bronze Chevron. Okay. Gonna be a fun game. Gonna be a fun game. And Tisty, if you still are around after this game, remind me to make you a mod, by the way. I don't want to do it now, just in case these guys kick off the battle. We have to ask them questions that only the real Torx would know. That's true. Oh, what's up, Camp Morgan? Yeah, Dawn of War did indeed have a survival multiplayer mode. I hope you're a good champ. I hope work's not too bad for you. I know my streams are normally on when work's there, so hopefully your work day is going pretty good, man. I know work can be a grind sometimes. Centaur Throne Axes just vibing right now, looking to trade. Oh, it's actually the Grog Hooves of Wolf's run here for Riffle Shuffle, so he's definitely going to have an advantage with the Throne Axes. But if Daktar can get all those Throne Axes wasted on other units, which isn't Torx or the Bestigors, he'll be in a relatively solid position, because Bestigors are going to counter a lot of this army. Although Circle Charging can still be pretty scary against them. Warhounds do fall back to the Centaurs, and we have a downhill charge here from Daktar Centaurs onto Riffle Shuffles, and they're getting the charge. That's going to be some really nice work. You can see the damage is reflecting that quite nicely. Daktar needs to make sure to overextend, though. There is Throne Axes nearby, as well as Spearmen and Warhounds. Bestigors are able to catch, though, the Centaurs of Riffle Shuffle. Tiny slip up on Micro, but you know, he managed to recover quite quickly. Warhounds do go for a lovely rear attack as well. This is a really key fight here down on the low ground, and it is certainly going in the favour of the Blue Beastmen and Daktar. In the main fight, Bestigors are swarming onto the Ungor Raiders. They look like an absolute mess. I think Riffle Shuffle might be panicking a little bit due to all of what is going down here. He does lose one unit of his Centaurs. The others are getting real beat up right now. He does have some Ungor Raiders here, or Ungor Spearheads, but they seem to be fighting the Bestigors a little bit. We do get a lovely counterpunch, though, coming in of a Traitor King to try to turn this bad situation into a good one. Centaurs looking to rotate up and around, so that situation was saved rather nicely there by Mr. Riffle. Bestigor herds are trying to push away a lot of the throwing axes. Warhounds are in hot pursuit as well with their Centaurs. They are trying to take on double Centaur though, so that fight's not going to go too well, at least for the start, but more Centaurs are swarming. We also have Bestigors nearby, so nice round by Daktar on the right hand side. Nice round on the left. Started so well, but now Warhounds and Centaurs have been forced back due to that lovely cast there of the Traitor King. Again, 17 kills, not shabby whatsoever. The Bestigors are able to kind of secure that fight over on the left hand side. Both the Torxes are running away from each other. Neither of them really want to scrap, it would seem. We do get a lovely little Viletide going down. That's going to explode and pop the brains of a few Ungor who aren't having the best of days so far. On the far side, it does look like those Bestigors really helped in that surround once again. Riffle Shuffle Centaurs kind of getting beaten down, and even the Manticore is actually starting to struggle quite badly here. There's a lot of Throne Axe support, and now there's going to be a surround from Riffle himself on this flank. Throne Axes need to go over here, as well as Torx, and well played to both players so far. This Micro would blow out my brains, I think. They're trying to fight with so many micro-intensive units all across the battlefield. A lovely upgrade Traitorkin once again comes in by Riffle Shuffle, catching out double Bestigors as well as the Brave Shaman. He's done a fantastic job so far, up to that. Oh my god, that damage value jumps so high. 830 damage value so far. Bestigors are still doing a decent job. There's a lot of Throne Axes left, though, on the battlefield, and that could be a big problem in the later stages of the game. Torx Brass Ball drives away that Pharaoh Manticore, is now going to try to delete the infantry of the Goreherds there. Down on the left-hand side, it's kind of been a battle of two sides so far. It would seem that Daktar is starting to lose a lot of his Centaurs. They've been caught in combat with Torx the Brass Bull. We are going to see yet another Viletide go down on the Goreherds, but they are able to duke the worst of the damage there. A few of them going down in big old gouts of rotten explosions. Torx Brass Bull is over here to aid now, and he may well be able to jump on top of the Brave Shaman. And if that allows his Brave Shaman to get surrounded and pinned in by Centaurs, it is not going to be a good day for him whatsoever. Torx has finished off that Manticore and is now trying to return to the field of battle once more. Though Daktar got some nice rounds early on, those Traitorkins have been really punishing. I do think Daktar should have used his Traitorkins back a little bit more, rather than the Viletides. And you can see his Brave Shaman is getting horribly beaten up now by Torx, but you know who's here to save him? The true Torx, maybe, or maybe an Interloper. We'll have to wait and see. Torx on Torx action, Brass Body is popped, and it looks like Brass Body has been popped on Daktar's as well. So Brass on Brass grinding against each other. Look at this. This is a better love story than Twilight, I would say. Centaurs and Bestigors are trying to intercept and get in the way, but Torx is going to be slapping them out of the way. Oh no! One of the Torxes does get a little bit distracted there, and he's been cleaved asunder now by those great axes of the Bestigor. So yeah, you can see Daktar's Torx, sorry, is getting the upper hand here. But there's now a load of Ungors firing in and a load of Centaurs as well, with a Pharaoh Manticore in the back to help support them. The Bestigors are looking a little bit beat up. However, on the left-hand side, they were able to surround Riffle Shuffle's Brave Shaman and at least force him off the battlefield for now. These Throne Axe Centaurs will need to be hit by a a trade to Kin, but it looks like, unfortunately for Daktar, he has lost his caster here, and though his Torx is winning the fight, he is now vastly outnumbered and surrounded, and I think after what was quite a rough start, Trade to Kin has really helped Riffle Shuffle drag his way into this game, and I think he is going to be victorious. Torx versus Torx. It does make sense that the one true Torx would be the red colour, because he does love blood quite a bit. Vesticles are swarming in though. It's certainly, I was about to say it's certainly not over. I think it probably is over. Centicle's gone, no caster, and the rallying of Riffle Shuffle's troops. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, Torx is trying to get some lucky RG, maybe, and fight Riffle Shuffles and pray for some tear-outs and stuff. Vesticles is doing good. I mean, they're up to 131 kills right now, but Torx is going to get a charge from Torx, and the fight doth continue. Oh my god, that big old right swing of the axe to the face. Lovely little side slice though, going for the underhand tactics is Torx. He'll try to gouge out his little weak spot, but the Manticore has been summoned. Of course, the Manticore would only answer the call of the one true Torx. Riffle Shuffle bringing the pain there. Yes, yes. We wish to see some double giant play. I would love it. Torx looking a little bit sus there. Definitely looking a little bit sus for sure. Well played to Riffle Shuffle and Daktar. Awesome game. Interesting matchup. I actually quite liked the Bestigor pick, but they did struggle because he just couldn't win the cavalry fight. It was close. He got some nice early surrounds, but yeah, Trade to Kin I feel like won this single-handedly pretty much. 1.2 on Torx, 695 on the Brave Shaman. But look at the Brave Shaman in comparison, 1,151. Okay, it wasn't as insane as I thought, but it really did save him from some bad initial surrounds. 1,400 damage value on a Riffle Shuffle here. Here's the one true Torx. So he did actually, yeah, he got more damage value as well. So he's certainly the true Torx there. Unger Raiders didn't do too much. Centigores as well kind of got blown to pieces. But the Throne Axes were used a little bit better by Riffle Shuffle. 1,111 damage value, 998, 651. Yeah, the Throne Axes were also a big determining factor there. I do like the Rogue Ferromanticore, but it did not manage to pay for itself, unfortunately, today. Next, we'll be moving on to Langwill, if that's how you pronounce it, who knows. GG well play. The one true Torx shall rule. Cool, it looks like they do know it's best of 5. So let's quickly pop over and update the scoreboard. Alright, I need you guys to fuel Daktar now. We want a 5th game. We want this to go all the way. And it's got the possibility. Daktar is his turn to pick and bam. Rip Torx, well done Torx, yeah. Torx OP, it's true. This is like the opposite of a Vampire Count Mirror. Yeah, the guys just like bomb rush each other. Self-loathing bull beats on himself. It's a sad day for Torx. So I'm just reading through all chat. Everyone's saying one of the Torx looks sus. Cool. GG Torx. It was GG. It was GG. Okay, looks like they're figuring it out. Let us quickly... we've updated the scoreboard. So let's quickly pop into chat and find Mr. Anticity. I don't know why we haven't done this yet already. Oh god, no, chat's moving too fast. Anticity, come back! Come back, Anticity! There we go. No, let's make sure it's the right person. Cool. Anticity, you should be a mod now, I think. My chat was moving too fast and my stream was trying to catch up because I hadn't been on the PC. So hopefully you are now a mod, but I'm not sure. You can test out your newfound powers. So Daktar's going to go Vampire Counts. He's played a lot of Vampire Counts. Daktar's a real good top-tier tournament player. He does tend to play what's strongest. So, like, you know, he likes his Vampire Counts, his Greenskins, but also plays his own factions really well, like Wood Elves and so forth. So he's well-versed in the art of war. It's an interesting matchup. Bans High Elves and Wood Elves, two good bans there, I think, from Daktar, using the Vampire Counts. Bretonnia versus Vampire Counts is always an interesting one. It's always a real good fun scrap, so... I'm excited to see how this plays out. I really am. It looks like Bretonians will be defending their own land. They're on home turf. So maybe that'll give them a slight edge, you know. They're fine for land and home as well. Oh, thank you so much! The J Bunts says Warburtons and Kingsmill Fund. Thank you so much, dude. You know what? For the little the £2 donation there, man. I honestly really appreciate it. It's so cool to see all the support from people. I really do. You guys are the best. Honestly, I say this quite a bit, but from all the streams I've seen, and I'm not even just saying this because it's my own chat. I have the best chats. I have the best fans. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't go to other people's streams, but I get all the best guys here. So thank you so much, man. Just for you, I'm actually going to buy... I'm going to have a cheeky little beans on toast for lunch tomorrow. I'm going to go out, buy some bread, toast it, a little bit of beans, a little bit of cheese on top. Got some cheese left over that I need to use, so... He's ascended to modhood. We need to sacrifice for this occasion. It's true. It's true. Oh no, someone got silenced. What happened to Hammond? Oh no! Hey dude, time out for 1 second. Oh god, what did you do? He's become too powerful. British. I am indeed British, yes. Go Daktar screams Pantalonade. Yeah, I do want Daktar to win this one, simply due to that we can get that 5th game going. Just a reminder, it's up. Yeah, you've got to pick the Red Duke in this matchup. Yeah, Tisty's gone power hungry. We'll have to get the other mods to beat him. Just get Zack and like Blackthorn and stuff. Just jumping around, Wicked D just jumping around with a hammer. So, here we are. Beautiful looking map. Relatively balanced. I would argue, well, maybe slight advantage to this one side. You get a bit bigger of an opening than on this side. Because there's trees at the back there that can be vanguarded, but it's pretty damn equal, I think. So, pretty good. Oh, by the way, in Tisty, I was actually telling the chat earlier, we tried out the map that we were speaking about before. Oasis of False Hope, and it worked pretty good. I do think it's a map that can be brought into tournaments and stuff. Red Duke would indeed negate the home turf map advantage. That's big brain thinking. Gwat coming in with those 1000 IQ plays. But let's look in and see what the lads brought. So for Daktar, it is a load of zombies, as is the way. A load of skeleton warriors. Triple Blood Knights. Okay, so going counter cav, which I quite like. Load of Skeleton Warriors, Triple Blood Knights on their horseback is really good fun stuff. We have Vargulfs and we have Direwolves. Is it just the one Vargulf? It may well be. Okay, interesting. I know he normally likes to play with 2. Might be one Vargulf because he also has gone double White King. Of course, with their ability, that lovely little tear attack going down the line. Unfortunately, no Red Duke, guys. No Red Duke. We just have Heinrich Kemmler instead. Coming in with Invocation the Heck. Dance Macabre, as well as Raised Dead. So, pretty cool stuff there. Heinrich Kemmler is a bit of a boss. I do love the Triple Blood Knight pick. For the forces here of Bretonia and Z-Lady, it is indeed going to be Z-Lady. The Fey Enchantress has been brought. Load of peasant mobs in the front line. They are cheap, very uncheerful, not too happy to be here, but hey, someone's got to do the job. Spinner Arms guard on the flanks. A load of peasant bowmen with fire arrows. Good choice in my humble duck opinion. Grail Guardians in the back with Knights of the Realm as well. So, Grail Knights as well. And, yeah, okay, so some Grail Knights. And, yeah, they were Grail Guardians. They were indeed. So, Grail Guardians are actually quite a nice niche in this matchup. In case your opponent's got massive feral troops, they do actually do magic damage. And they're also incredibly tanky with 120 armor, so they can tank a lot. We have Double Paladin and Fey Enchantress, as is the usual. Simply assassinate the Paladins first before going after the Fey to get rid of that rather pesky Guardian ability. And Paladins are actually a little bit squishy. They do have healing, of course. DQ him. He didn't bring the Red Duke. Great power equals great responsibility? Maybe. What's the worst matchup for Vampire Counts? Vampire Count Mirror, because it's so long. I don't actually know what the worst matchup is for Vampire Counts. Oh, I don't really know. I don't play Vampire Counts, unfortunately. I'm not the biggest fan of their, like, watching their playstyle is okay. I'm not the biggest fan of playing their playstyle. So, I don't pick them too often. Double White King are pushing up on the Paladins here. We do have a Vargulf nearby and Heinrich Kemmler, so Paladins don't want to overextend too much. It does look like some of the Peasant Bowmen got hit there by one of the White Kings and some nice damage, but they do manage to stabilize, it would seem. Paladins try to tussle, but yeah, you don't want to slam down with a Vargulf. He'll beat the crap out of a Paladin. This Paladin does stagger a bit. Oh no! So much damage going down this Paladin! That That is huge work. Down about a third HP, down to about half HP in fact, off that initial engagement. Nothing done in retaliation. Of course, there is healing, but healing up your paladins is eventually going to wear your Winds of Magic down and get their healing cap caught. Blood Knight's doing some good work, just trying to take on the Grail Guardians. A bit of back and forth, and it looks like the Grail Guardians are actually going to get the charge there. We do get an Earthblood go down on the Paladins, who are going to once again swoop into the White Kings. Unfortunately, there are Skeleton Warriors to support, and the Varghulf, who looks like he was going to turn an attack there, but he is vibing. Blood Knights do slam into the Peasant Bowmen, and now going to get a rear attack, unfortunately, on the Paladins. This is the counterplay, though. He's going to come in with a Dwellers Below. It does not... No, it does catch the Paladins. It does catch the Blood Knights, sorry. It catches the Blood Knights. They were pinned in place by the Grail Knights. A lovely play there, coming in by the Bretonnian player. Heroes don't take too much damage from that, unfortunately. Is it a worthwhile trade? If he kills the Paladins and if he kills the Blood Knights, the Paladins survive, it'd be fantastic. But it looks like his Paladins are getting really slammed right now. Real quite bad, but lovely play there by Riffle Shuffle, baiting that unit of Blood Knights and just getting rid of them. Because elsewhere on the battlefield, it was looking pretty rough. Up in the distance here, Blood Knights do dispatch some Knights of the Realm. They're now dueling the Grail Guardians as well. And on the far side, you can see zombies are just dragging their way through the enemy. Though the Blood Knights are struggling up against the Grail Knights here. So a lot of the cavalry fight has been won by the Bretonnians, as you'd expect. But the hero fight's really going against them. This Paladin is going to be lucky to survive this. Down to 889 HP. He does manage to sliver to freedom. There's not much that will be able to catch him here. Other Paladins taking quite a bit of work. I would say the Bretonnians are in a really solid situation, though. I do think Riffle Shuffle has had the better of the early engagements, though the Grail Knights are being dragged down here now by the Blood Knights. And we do get an Invocation Heck going down on the bad boys. And if he can get these Blood Knights winning these engagements on the flanks, I think Vampire Count's been a really solid situation. But he is going to lose this unit in the distance. They did decent damage, up to 35 kills. How much damage value did they get? 1.2k. They did good work, but they're now surrounded by Knights of the Realm and Grail Guardians. Cavalry fight has been well and truly won. That early Dwellers Below really helped out Riffle Shuffle quite a bit. That was quite a clutch play. These Skeleton Warriors probably want to push back, finish off the fire arrows. It looks like we do have some zombies making these guys run for their lives. Paladin should return back to the fight. And a lot of the Knights are now engaged in combat. It looks like he's really gunning for that Varghulf, as the White Kings try to dispatch the Grail Knights and the Fey Enchantress, who's getting a little bit danger low here. Knights of the Realm are actually terrified, and they're going to abandon the lady. Well, she abandons them as well, in fairness. She's running the other direction. And Undeath Resurgence is going to pop down, trying to increase the leadership of all these troops. Blood Knights are going to go in for a last kind of death charge here onto the Fey Enchantress. They actually get healed by an Invocation Heck. I think a bit of a mistake, because they're going to get rear charged here by the Knights, and I think they're just going to crumble to dust. But maybe he can get some more troops out here to support. It wouldn't be the end of the world. And Fey Enchantress is taking an absolute beating from these zombies. They were elite zombie or vampire warriors. Poking, stabbing, ripping, tearing, trying to sort out the Fey Enchantress. And she starts to rout. And with that, the balance of power does go relatively heavily in favour of the vampire camps. But in comes the cavalry. Knights of the Realm, Grail Guardians slamming in, trying to save the Fey. Unfortunately for them, they are going to get surrounded here by a zombie summon. And they're going to have to fight Heinrich Kemmler in hand-to-hand combat and the double White King. Knights of the Realm are still alive. It looks like the Peasant Archers are simply getting chased around all over the battlefield. Good pressure. Krell has been summoned. He's unfortunately very much out of position right now. 778 damage value is good though for a summon, and he is going to be able to get in here hopefully and do some damage. I do like seeing Krell in action. So he's going to be coming in for a charge, and that axe is so big it's ridiculous. He gets a couple of kills there, which is nice to see. Knights of the Realm are starting to suffer. Paladins are very low on here, unfortunately. Although we are going to be receiving probably one of the potions. It does come in, it hurts the Blood Knights, but doesn't do too much work if we're being honest there. Balance power is very healthy in the Vampire Camp favour. Paladins once again are being forced back. Fey Enchantress is still alive. And I don't know, the Peasants are still unleashing hell. If Riffle Shuffle can get some of his Knights back here to mop up these Skeleton Warriors and Zombies and save his Archers, I think he's in a relatively solid spot. But if the Fey Enchantress goes down here, then it's certainly all game over. Luckily for her, the Knights kind of work him as a bit of a pin to pin in those Varghulfs and White Kings, though another zombie summon is going to go down in the back, and the Knights are now surrounded and overwhelmed. Varghulf is very healthy. Some Blood Knights are still down in the dirt fighting, only 4 models left, but everything helps at the moment, and the White Kings are carving their way through the Grail Knights. Fae Enchantress is looking a little worse for wear, unfortunately, and her one trick there of the Dwellers Below isn't going to be massive. Looks like she's wavering from the sheer presence here of Skeleton Warriors. That's not good news whatsoever. However, Fire Arrow's been online again is fantastic news. There's a decent amount of chaff left alive for Daktar, though, to chase off such troops, and all the Knights are running. One of the Paladins actually shatters here, and a lovely use once again of buffing up the melee defense and leadership of all of these troops. I think that's going to be game over. The Fae's just so close to breaking, she can't engage in combat right now. Oh, good dodge there by the Peasant Arrows. It looks like they managed to dodge a decent amount of the White King's power. And actually, this shot as well wasn't that well lined up. So, if all these Fire Arrows can rain in, they might be able to track down the Varghulf and bring this game back. It looks like a big fight is happening in the middle. Fae Enchantress is dueling with Heinrich Kemmler, getting danger low, but that Varghulf is getting eviscerated. Of course, it has regeneration and therefore a weakness to fire. The peasants want food, and they'll feast on anything of the filthy peasants, even if it is the rotten flesh of a Varghulf. Fae Enchantress is somehow still alive. Her Knights, though, are starting to fall around her, and that's a big problem. He needs the Knights for the late game to protect the peasants and pin in troops. Unfortunately, some of these peasants who are really healthy are actually just shattering here, and the Fae Enchantress once again is going to break. She's trying to fall back away from the Might of the Varghulf, who doth survive at the moment, though it's very low. Grail Knights trying to succeed where the peasants failed. Fae Enchantress is terrified and routing for her life. Pox arrows are shooting in, but I think the vampire counts have too much about them. I think just a little too much. Varghulf's going to go down, but we have two full health White Kings right now. And Heinrich Kemmler's not the best melee combatant, but he's certainly not shabby. And 2.2k HP is no joke. And he's relatively speedy, so he's going to charge on against the Pox arrows here. Probably going to be enough to break them. Fae Enchantress is still running, fleeing in her own home away from the vampire counts. This is no longer Bretonnian territory. The dead Bretonnians shall make the new territory for the vampire counts. And we have gone all the way to the 5th game in this season's Death Before Dishonour Season 9 Grand Finals. Well played by Daktar, man. That was a close game. Both his victories against Riffle Shuffle have been very close stuff. Could have gone either way. Has have the victories for Mr. Shuffle. 820 damage value for Kemmler, doing some good work. The White King's did okay. 850, 646 damage value. Zombies didn't fare super well. I mean, the infantry did its job right. It slowed down the enemy, allowed them to push around the archers in the late game. I really did like the Triple Blood Knight pick, and boy oh boy did they do good. 1.2 damage value, 1.1, and a 2,433. Beautiful play by Daktar there and his Blood Knights. Varghulf was kept alive for a long time, considering the amount of the fire damage and potential that was on the field. 1,107 damage value on the bad boy. For Riffle Shuffle, 2.2k damage value on Fae Enchantress is always good. The Paladins are really the weak spot, though. I understand bringing them with the Fae, it is super meta and super good, but they can get beat down relatively quickly if you focus them, for only 455 and 228 value on them. Peasant Mobs got some pretty decent kills. I'm sure they go home to their verges and boast about their heroics today, but they recently didn't get much value. The Archers, 760, 100, 760, and 499, not bad. Good cavalry play as well by Riffle Shuffle. The Knights of Realm, 750 and 1,200 damage value. The Grail Knights, 1.6k and 1.8 on the Grail Guardians. The Elite Cavalry really trying to pull its weight there in gold. Up next, we have Alpine Ridge to close out the game. Usual, pick 3, ban 1. And it's on UDAC. Yes, GG's from everyone. That was an awesome game, guys. That was some pretty crazy stuff. I must admit, we've been a little bit spoilt here with these games today. They've been very, very good. The small PP. Was that small PP Grails? Always down to the wire. I love it when we go down to the wire. Yeah, it's the last one of the night. My voice is really suffering right now. Hopefully that clears up a bit by tomorrow. I got a bit of a sore throat. What faction does Daktar consider his main? Wood Elves. I believe it's Wood Elves. But he's already used Wood Elves. He's already used Greenskins, VC. Don't think he's used Lizardmen yet. Gotta find 3 that don't auto-lose? I don't know. I think, like, Riffle Shuffle's used up a lot of factions as well. But he's been trying to pick out his free and bam. Yeah, I love these kind of series, particularly in the grand finals where it goes all the way down to the end. Hamoond is back. What's up, champ? Tisty's wrath has dissipated, I see. Oh no, what made you quit Warhammer? Oh, accuse. Make accusation OP again. I love it. Wood Elves make my head hurt, too many bows. Yeah, Wood Elves are a real tough faction to master, but once you master them, boy oh boy, can they be powerful. Yes, it is 2-all. I need to update the scoreboard, actually. Very close game so far. Let's have a little sippy sip. Oh, let's have a nice big fat stretch. I'm going to make the fattest stir fry after this, guys. The biggest stir fry of all stir fries. Eat my weight in it. I believe so, yes. Let me double check what I wrote down for the rules earlier. Cool. So I was smashing in one of the mods there as well. Has sent me a question. Boo 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 boo. Alright. Oh, sorry guys, just on a little bit of admin stuff, then we'll be back at it. Oh no, that's the wrong tool. I have different rules obviously for the one build battle royale, so that is best of ones. Oh no, okay. Yep. Shidoku's here! Oh my god, the champ! What's up, man? How's it going? The OG of ODM, I believe the father. I guess that makes Daktar one of your children. He's an adopted child. He used to represent XMT, but he has come over to ODM. I hope you're a good man. Daktar's doing a very... Oh, it's going to be a very late supper, Felix, yeah. On streaming days, I ate pretty late. But yeah, man, it's Daktar 2-0 versus Riffle Shuffle. Your boy's doing you proud. I don't know if Riffle Shuffle is VM. For some reason, I swear he used to have a VM tag, but maybe I'm wrong. So I'm not sure. Maybe Riffle Shuffle was just a lone stag. He represents no one but himself. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, Zach, Mr. Red Salamander. I'm liking your art you've placed in of the dragonfly. Looking very, very cool. Oh, nice big fat stretch. Nice little downtime here. Well, Daktar figures out what he's going to be doing. That's helpful. Yeah, so you can ban more factions, so it's a little less problematic for him. Remember guys, this is the final game of the stream. If you have been enjoying, make sure to leave a fat juicy thumbs up down below the video. It really helps out quite a bit. And feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. We do all kinds of glorious Total War action. Got a very special video dropping for you guys tomorrow, which I'm sure will be hugely controversial. But a very fun video nonetheless. But it's going to get people talking one way or the other. And I'm sure will be very, very controversial, as those type of videos normally are. But I'll leave it as a surprise for what the video is. It shall be coming out tomorrow, probably midday. I might do an extra video after it as well. We'll have to wait how we see. And we're going to be doing a stream Thursday, hopefully, if OBS works. On Dawn of War, we'll do a Dawn of War stream then. If not, we'll probably do another Total War Warhammer stream. And, I don't know, maybe just like a King of the Hill. King of the Hill or something pretty chilled. This is our competitive tournament of the day. And of course, soon we will be starting Death Before Dishonour Season 10. We're probably going to have to do something rather special for Season 10, I think. I'm not sure what yet. I'll come up with some ideas. So if you do want to stay up to date with me, get involved in all these kind of cool tournaments, there's a link to my Discord down below. Oh yeah, Zach, I'm so jealous of people who can draw well. I do doodle. I'm a horrific person at drawing, I'm afraid. I would love to. I have like the ideas, I do not have the skill. I know it's something that takes like a long time to practice and learn, so I should just hop into it. But I just don't have like the sticking power, it seems, of it to learn it. I'd love to though. I need to do some drawing classes or something at some point. But yeah, for those who don't know, Mr. Zach here did do some lovely artwork and dropped it in our Discord for all to see. Looks like Daktar's still deciding what to do. More Beastmen. Well, we can't unfortunately get any more Beastmen because both these guys have already played Beastmen. You cannot play the same faction twice. I'm afraid. So, no more Beastmen. Good, I'm watching my Templars continue their duties on the battlefield. Shidoka, you've been playing much recently, have you mainly just been overseeing the clan as usual? We do, I spoke about this ages ago, we need to get another ODM clan, civil clan war on the channel. I'd love that, get like 4 people from ODM, just go together against each other in a flash tournament. That'd be really fun. Or maybe like 2 from ODM, 2 from like XMT or something, or 2 from VM. Or RTK. Shut them up against each other. Daktar's still considering his life options. Christmas further says, I'm drawing right now while watching this. Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome. What are you drawing, Mr. Christmas Thursday? Yeah, Shidoka used to play Beastmen with their weak faction, and like he was OP with them, so it'd be interesting to see what he does. Yeah, it's true, Zach, it's true. I have a really weird drawing style, unfortunately, that I don't know how to, like, improve. I, like, draw with lines, if that makes sense. I mean, everyone draws with lines, but, like, loads of small lines to make up something. So it's kind of like you're just constantly dashing on the page. I don't know if that makes sense to you. It might not. What does a Total War clan even do? One, it gives you a load of people to train with and practice with. You can take part in big clan war events as well, which are hosted. A few people do them. I do them not super often, but Turing hosts them quite regularly. So basically helps you get into clan events, helps you practice at the game, lets you theory craft, build craft with each other, all that kind of cool stuff. And you know, keeps you playing with a load of cool people in Warhammer. Shame we can't get a VC mirror match. Those are always really fun to watch. A final of the grand finals VC mirror match would be quite fantastic. The people want your Norsca too, 100%. Clans also give superpowers. That's why ODM are always so OP. Sorry, still thinking. No worries. Take your time, Dak. Take your time. Duck. What do you think about new maps in Total War 3 with TD elements? I don't know what TD elements means. I'm a bit of an idiot, so... If you're talking about, like, more terrain, and, like, terrain that buffs a unit that's in it, for example, or, like, the domination mode where there'll be command points, I know change is scary, so a lot of people are like, no, we don't want to do this. I believe the Shogun 2, which was one of the most popular Total Warhammer multiplayer scenes and games, had that type of format. I think it's a really good thing. I think it's really good. And will certainly mix up the multiplayer quite a bit. Now, will that be the main competitive way of playing? Probably not. Or maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll have to wait and see on that. But I think something that'd be really fun to do. Oh, the tower defense ones. Oh, okay, that's the different maps. Yeah, I'll get into that into a second. Sorry, I went completely off ball into a completely different format than you, but I'll get to there in a second. Oh no. Okay, so what's the thing of best of threes? Whatever is the predominant mode. So if there's, say, the domination mode where you have the free flag, so you can't corner camp or anything, is the predominant mode. In a best of 3, the first 2 games could be that mode, and in the third game could be a standard battle. Or if it's the other way around, where standard battles, as they are now, are still the main competitive mode. We do 2 of those, and the third deciding game in the best of 3, or the 5th one in the best of 5, can be the one with the domination maps. I think that'd be really fun. I feel like that'd be really good fun. Yeah, the tower defense in multiplayer isn't a thing. The tower defense is for the other battles, which you can have friends in and do multiplayer, but it's not like multiplayer battles against each other. Yeah, that whole thing looks pretty cool. It's not a game mode I'm most likely going to play a lot, but for the campaign, yeah, doing 1 or 2 of those per campaign would be epic. So I like that idea quite a bit, the tower defense mode. But yeah, I don't think you guys might be mistaken. It's not actually like one of the main multiplayer modes. No, I think Clan CC might have gone, I'm afraid. If you eat calzone, you have the high ground. I'm completely like off the rock with the calzone memes that comes up. It just appeared in my chat one day. Yeah, reworking sieges could be good fun as well. We can maybe do some siege stuff. I just want it to be a bit better. I don't mind if it's not like a huge multiplayer thing, but just make sieges a bit more fun. I haven't played a campaign in so long. If you want to check it out, I'll drop my Instagram account, if that's not a total violation of page rules. If we're talking about the art, Christmas, feel free to drop any of your art into my Discord under the art section, and you can link your Instagram there if you have an Instagram for your art and stuff. Yeah, feel free to do that, bud. Yeah, BBB, VM, XMT, ODM, DBD. Just gonna shut that out there. LP. Lots of big clans still. If I knew how to submit replays, I'd bless you with your double giants. Joe Mama, all you have to do is hop into my Discord, go to replays for casting, and put the files in there. And that's how people submit to me. So Daktar has gone Empire, Dwarfs, Chaos, ban of Vampire counts. I like the VC ban. Have I ever seen Daktar play Dwarfs? Huh. Maybe once. Did Daktar bring Dwarfs in the last one build Battle Royale? Someone did who was not expected to bring them. They're a flexible pick though. Yeah, DBD is the best clan. I don't want to say that I'm biased, but I think it has been proven that DBD is the greatest clan on the planet. It was written down somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it. I think it was in the dictionary, maybe. Or was it in the Constitution of America? It was in one of those. It's somewhere. Duck, what do you think of the new wound system for single entity monsters? I like it quite a bit. It's really not a huge nerf. Like, they don't take super amounts of damage. Or, like, a super amount of debuffs when they go down the wound counter. So, yeah, I think it's fine. It'll take some, fine-tuning. But I still think single entity is going to be absolutely cool. Yeah, go for it, Zach. Go for it, Zach. Yeah, we want to see all the artwork. The best clan is always the one that adopts mammoths. XMT Scrims Killerino, good to see you here, champ. Hope you're all good, bud. I hope you're all good today. We do have a Riffle Shuffle v Daktar finals here. Daktar has stated the picks and bans he wants. Riffle Shuffle's just thinking about how best to counterpick him. Oh my god, my stomach is like grumbling at me. It's like, do it. Do it. Give me the food. Give me all the food. But alas, we still have one more cast to go. Oh, accidentally closed my chat there. Boop. There you go. You guys are back. You glorious people are back. Thank you for the support today. We've had like 90 plus people watching the majority of the time. I don't know where you guys are coming from, but you're absolute champs. Hope you guys are having an awesome day so far. Or awesome evening where you are. It depends. It depends. But thank you guys for, enjoying this tournament with me. It really does make it worthwhile hosting these big events. I'm going for all the management of them. Riffle Shuffle's got this, says Joe Mama. He's confident in his boy. He's going Dark Elves. Okay. Banning Wars of Chaos. Interesting. Interesting ban. I think Wars of Chaos isn't that bad for Dark Elves if you're a Dark Elf main. But Wars of Chaos are great against Dwarves. They're fantastic against Dwarves. So it's good. It has to be Empire. Which I think Wars of Chaos are pretty good against. I think they're pretty good against them. I don't think it's terrible for Empire, but it's so not great for them. Oh, then what we're talking about? He's going Dark Elves banning Wars of Chaos. So I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. So we have Dark Elves, and he either had to face Dark Elves with Dwarves or Empire. Oh, okay. That was my bad. That was my bad. Yeah, Empire's the way to go here for sure. For sure. Dwarves do not like facing Dark Elves. You can go real aggressive push. If you're a good Dwarf player, it's possible, but it's tough. I hope Soothsayer returns Void for Warhammer 3. I really do. He's one of my, like, favourite players to watch. Him, and I hope, oh my god, what's his name? No, Halinali. I hope Halinali returns. I don't know if Halinali was ever in a clan or if he was just solo, so I don't know if anyone knows what's up with him or if he's just stopped playing. Yeah, Riffle has been playing well. You never notice I talk like a typewriter? Yeah, I go stop, stop. I'm well aware. Unfortunately, I can't help it. But I did acting at university, so up to BA honours, and that's one thing that does get picked up on, is that I do tend to speak like a typewriter. For certain characters, I had to change it. But yeah, I speak in a rhythm. It's really weird. Sooth wants to return, but he's become much busier in real life. Yeah, real life's got to take priority, man. Fast as F, boy! Yes. Right. Falcon for life, man. Falcon's a beast. Hope he comes back into Warhammer 3 as well. I know he still plays now and again, but nowhere near as much as he did. I don't think he's the biggest fan of the current meta, which is fair enough. I'm not either. But it's still good. It's still good. So, who will win? Time to get your votes in, lads. First poll of the day. Is it the boy Daktar? Or is it the other boy, Mr. Riffle? Let's go. Yeah, no, Slackstone Soothsayer is one of my favourite players. He's an absolute G. He plays some really cool builds as well. And he's one of the old ones' favourites, so... Ooh, quite close in the voting so far. What's up, Contender? You made it just in time for the final game. The final game. Rubber Duck, best Total War YouTuber. Thank you so much, Joe. There's a load of good YouTubers out there. There really is. But I appreciate the support, man. Rapid Duck of War. I'm a big fan of my hip-hop music, so that's probably also listening to too much music has quickened my speech. Watching Micro something else. I don't think Crusader was playing since I've got into the game. Because I don't know who Crusader is. It just sounds like he was a bit of a legend, maybe. Guys just figuring out their builds, and we'll hop into this one. Volkmar 2 OP, Volkmar very good. Daktar equals the #1 Contender Slayer. Yeah, Daktar's a beast, man. Daktar is a very talented player. So is Riffle Shuffle, man. This has been a good final. I've enjoyed it a lot. Semi-finals were good, but this specified final has been something else. And sorry about the downtime, by the way. Guys obviously picking their builds and so forth, which is fine. Pointy ears are stinky. I mean, I agree. I agree. Anything that's not a dino is probably a little bit smelly. Lizardmen themselves would probably stink as well. I don't think they shower too much. But the lizardmen need to be stinky. I don't know if this Crusader guy is actually good, or if this is like a meme. Because people kept doing that with someone else, who was just like, I don't think super great, but become a big meme. I can't remember his name. Food is needed down under Blunder. I'm starving right now, but I'm very hungry. But we will get there soon. We will get there soon. I'm going to have a big juicy stir fry. Thank you, Zach, for dropping your art as well, by the way. I will check out after this. There's also, I believe his name goes by Tim166, maybe? I think it still goes like that. Who appeared in a few of my chats. He's kind of an old school, really freaking good Warhammer player, but I don't think he wanted his name out there because he didn't want people to pressure him to come back. But he appears now and again, so if you're out there, Tim, shout out to you as well. We need all the ducks back. We need all the ducks. We need Agony Duck. We need CA Duck. I don't know if that's the same person. I think it is. I've met a few ducks. So we've got Poison Ducky. There's Maya Duck. Crusader is no meme. The way you say it, though, makes it sound so memey. Yeah, we need to get a few people back in the game. Warhammer 3 will kick stuff off, I'm sure. So Riffle Shuffle's ready. Waiting on Daktar. Hopefully he's not getting too much inside his own head. Hopefully he's chill. Planning, scheming. What's up, Oscar? How you doing, bud? Hope people are good today. Hope you guys have been enjoying. It's been good fun. Been streaming for a while now. I think we've got about 7, so 8, 9, 10. Oh no, not too bad. We're doing about like 3 hours 15. Yeah, Agony Duck is CA Duck. Man, I need to get Agony Duck on my channel for like a best of 7 against me, and we'll just call it like the Great Duck Off. Me and Poison Ducky were meant to do that on Turn stream ages ago, but I think something came up in real life for Turn and he couldn't do it. Yeah, Rabane's simply a friend of the god Reptilicus. Where's your ducks at? Where's your ducks at? Ducks at? I have ducks everywhere. Daktar's ready! Without further ado. Sorry there for the downtime, guys. Ninja Hunt, that's the one! Was it Ninja Hunt? Everyone brings up now and again. I don't know. I wasn't around when Ninja Hunt was around, I'm afraid. What's taking so long? Just building their stuff. I hope for rebalance and high elf units before Warhammer 3. I think CA did say, oh, every faction's not been finished yet, but that might happen after Warhammer 3. I mean, a lot of it's going to have to get rebalanced. But Total Warhammer 3 will release first. We'll only be able to play with, you know, Cathay, Kislev, all the demons, and probably Ogre Kingdoms. I don't know who it is. Whoever's the pre-order bonus. That would be multiplayer for probably a couple of months, or maybe just a month, and then the other stuff will come in as well. I think they said they're going to be trying to be real speedy on bringing all the factions into the game. Anyways, here, for Daktar, he's done really good today. He's punched back, but Riffle Shuffle's a tough opponent. Does he have any more left in the tank? Well, he's got plenty left in the Volkmar Swag Daddy tank. He is Volkmar the Grim, alongside a Bright Wizard, coming in with Fireball and a Burning Head. Volkmar, very, very powerful lord. We have Spearmen as well as Swordsmen dotted all the way along. We have triple handgun, as it would seem, one of which is the Regiment Renown, Silver Bullets. We have Knights of Blazing Sun and Empire Knights, and it looks like it actually has 3 units there, so 2 of them are basic Empire Knights, 1 is Knights of Blazing Sun. Double Pistolier, good stuff. I love Best of 5 because it really stretches these players' abilities and knowledge of multiple factions. For the Dark Elves in the distance, we have some Dark Riders. We do have a Blackheart Corsairs and a load of Bleak Swords dotted all the way along. We have Cavalry, Cold One Knights in fact. Oh my god, Cold One Knights. Oh no, I thought these were Dread Knights. Yeah, Cold One Knights, okay, that's pretty standard. So, triple Cold One Knights. We do have Sisters of Slaughter, some Dark Rider Repeater Crossbowmen, no Squadron of Chariots, interestingly enough. 1 man squat up in the sky, and a Chad Foot Malekith. Oh no. I'm making so many mistakes now. You can tell we've been streaming for a while. We have a Cold One Malekith, which is slightly less Chad than Foot Malekith, but still pretty Chad. Coming in with Just Soul Stealer, of course, and the Gaze of Malice. And yeah, his Cold One looks pretty cool. I think Spite is ridden, unfortunately, by Malice Darkblade. I don't know if Malekith actually has a special Cold One. I like the builds. I like the builds. It's certainly going to be a grindy fight. It's going to come down largely to can Daktar protect his handgunners. I mean, he's very good at protecting his back line. We've seen that with the Wood Elves. Wood Elves can kind of run and shoot at the same time. So he's not going to have that luxury, because the handgunners can easily kill the Manticore. They can kill a lot of the cavalry, and Volkmar just kills an infinite amount of infantry. So will a lot of it come down to, can he protect those handgunners? Pistoliers are going to move forward just to try to get a little bit of a look on the enemy, and also fulfill that attacking role while the rest of the build can kind of sit back and vibe. Riffle's got this, thanks Joe. 2 heavy cav, that's GG. I know he's got a free hit, Kev. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm excited. I'm excited. So I was looking at chat there for the last time, and now we're going to focus on the battle. So Dark Riders do attempt to spring their trap here. Unfortunately for them, Empire Knights are nearby with the Knights of Blazing Sun, so the Dark Riders are basically going to have to give up their pursuit here. Now, the Dark Riders repeated crossbows can do good work, but if they just get eviscerated by handgunners, then the Empire cavalry contingent is really going to rule the roost here. Though we do have a load of swordsmen and infantry down, it's going to be quite hard to hit the handgunners. Riffle Shuffle's already shown today he has some quite god tier levels of micro, so Dark Riders whipping around the flanks could be some pretty scary stuff. Pistoliers are actually very good at counter skirmishing Dark Riders because they can chase and shoot and retreat and shoot, whereas the Dark Riders can't do such stuff. Now, Riffle Shuffle is trying his best to win the engagement by pulling in these Dark Riders now and again to not only distract the Pistoliers, but force them back so the Dark Riders can once again turn to reshoot into the enemy formation. Empire Knights are going to be falling back. They're well aware of the Dark Riders here in the distance, and they don't really want to tussle them whatsoever. Dark Riders are unleashing shots into the Pistoliers, who are going to continue that skirmish fight by bouncing back and forth. And it does look like it's going relatively well for the Dark Elves. Now, the Silver Bullets have revealed themselves. They have revealed their position in. Handgunners are also unleashing into the enemy infantry. Volkmar should do fine up against a lot of this infantry, and he's getting super aggressive now. The Ferromanticore and Malekith will do really good work against them. Volkmar's not that good at drawing characters. His melee defense is only 20, so big beasts, I like Stegodons, for example, in this matchup as a Lizman player because they dumpster Volkmar very quickly. He can hit pretty hard, but likewise can be a bit squishy. Malekith does eat a load of shots there from handgunners. Lovely Gaze of Malice goes down on the Silver Bullets, not really killing too many models, but doing some nice damage. Pistoliers float out to his right-hand side. You can see the Dark Elf infantry trying to whip around the flanks and through the forest to try to hunt down into the rear. Dark Riders are getting a nice surround. We have Sisters of Slaughter on this flank. It's going to be really, really hard to protect all these handgunners. Good, patient play so far by Riffle Shuffle, but he does need to get in there and do the damage before the handgunners reap too much of a bloody havoc along his battle lines. Cold One Knights, for example, right here, are paying the price. Up in the skies, the poor Ferromanticore has eaten a load of shots coming in from the Silver Bullets, and oh my god, that's a lot of damage. It is going to be able to charge in. Volkmar the Grim might even be able to duel it and break it for now. Empire Knights do need to fall back and try to protect the defensive box Daktar has been able to form. Dark Riders have pushed forward. They definitely want to focus down the Silver Bullets right now, get a couple of volleys off. Unfortunately for them, the Pistoliers, used expertly so far by Daktar, are used to drive off the Dark Riders. We do get a big bullet head go down the line on the Bleak Swords, only catching the one unit. Is it going to singe the Blackheart Corsairs? Looks like they do manage to push through for the most part. That's a really nice unit there shattering at the Bleak Swords, though. Cold One Knights are trying to force away into the back line. The hangers are unleashing a deadly salvo on the Cold Ones. We also get a banishment on the Sisters of Slaughter. Lovely micromanagement, though, by Riffle Shuffle. Does manage to move out of the way the worst of damage, but it kind of follows them here, which is bad news for them. And they're actually now struggling up against Spearmen. Backline has been protected masterfully here by Daktar, as we spoke about earlier. He is one of the best players in the game at protecting his ranged troops. Being a Wood Elf main, it is a must. Handgunners have done some good work so far, likewise have the Silver Bullets. Volkmar the Grim is driving into that front line, looking to overwhelm the Bleak Swords and the Blackheart Corsairs. He's also bringing the raft down from the sky onto the enemy, hitting at the Blackheart Corsairs, doing some nice work, and Volkmar is still relatively healthy. Beautiful cast once more with Gaze of Malice on the Silver Bullets. Knights of Blazing Sun are very, very healthy. It looks like they have managed to force off some of the Empire Knights with a mixture of Dark Riders, repeated crossbows, and the Manticore. And the Manticore still lives, and there's a decent amount of infantry starting to break through on that left-hand side, and handgunners are now being shut down. Silver Bullets, though, are unleashing hell upon Malekith, doing some really good work. And it looks like this flank has been pretty much secured by the Empire, apart from this one unit of Cold One Knights, who is... No, you need to commit! They needed to commit there. So he ran away there from Volkmar the Grim and the Knights, which I completely understand the logic. But Malekith was getting roasted alive. I think he needed to slaughter the Silver Bullets. Beautiful cast of Burning Head once more onto Bleak Swords and Blackheart Corsairs, doing some nice damage, and those guys are starting to waver quite badly. Empire Knights charge in. Soulsealer does catch the Knights of Blazing Sun. A lovely Soulsealer there, actually catching a load of infantry troops, although Volkmar the Grim is going to be rolling in here, and Spearmen are now saturated on top of the Knights. The Silver Bullets, although basic handgunners are still fine, it looks like Silver Bullets have been overwhelmed and the Dark Elves starting to get into the juicy targets. But is it a little bit too little too late? I mean, a load of Empire forces are starting to break and run for their lives. This is really, really good play here by Riffle Shuffle to drag himself back into the game, and he has a load of Dark Riders left alive with a huge amount of ammunition. We have some swordsmen, Sigma Suns in fact, who have massively overchased right now, and being defensive at the back of the map is all good until this happens and all your units start to break and run for the edge of the board. Malekith is very healthy. He should be able to outduel Volkmar the Grim. And I think all of a sudden, with the snap of his fingers, Riffle Shuffle might be going from a really losing position to a quite big advantageous position. Fireball's used on the Sister of Slaughter, which may seem like a weird attack, but he's just trying to get them off the handgunners as much as possible so the handgunners can come back, because it looks like Daktar knows how important they're going to be. Volkmar is a world beater, but one thing he cannot beat is time as well as Malekith. Banishment does go down, unfortunately. Black Hawk Corsairs do manage to juke wide, and it kind of just floats around in the middle of nothingness there. Empire Knight's doing a good job. It looks like we're going to get a burning head as well. Daktar, I think, might be panicking a little bit here, trying to save his handgunners. Handgunners do look like they're going to be getting forced off with the Ferromanticore on hot pursuit. And all of a sudden, I think the Empire, who seem to be winning the game quite handily, this is a real big miss micro, though. The Sigma Sun's been miles away from the battlefield. What seemed like a guaranteed victory for the forces of the Empire has flipped on its head. Now, can Volkmar beat Malekith as well as the Ferromanticore? I am not convinced. Pistoliers are starting to run out of ammunition. So many of his forces did break and run for their lives. Common Knights are getting eviscerated by Sigma here. Swordsmen have returned. Now, if the Sigma Suns are fighting amongst this, there's a good chance. Sigma Suns actually do pack a decent punch, but they need to be stacked on top of Volkmar to try to deal with Malekith and the Ferromanticore with those buffs, and the Sigma Suns seem to be just vibing at the moment. I think Daktar has forgotten them, and they're now on return. That's really unfortunate. An extra unit of unbreakable troops would have helped him support the back, but I don't think they're going to make it back in time to save Volkmar. Dark Riders have a decent amount of ammunition left, 9 volleys. Only 17 models, but hey, that's still a lot of damage. He's trying to bring down Malekith, trying to get that RNG going. Even the Bright Wizard is charging in, and this is his best bet. Can he outduel Malekith? Volkmar does have a regeneration and is unbreakable. We're going to get a fat burning head go down the Blackheart Corsairs. Riffle's not going to fall for that one, though, and is going to fall back. Swordsmen do break. Cold Knights are charging. Volkmar doesn't seem to be quite tanky enough. He needs to try to get back to the Sigma Suns if he wants a chance of victory. Very close scrap still. We do have some rallying forces in the form of Knights of the Blazing Sun. Hey, that's 13 Knights. That is nothing to scoff at. They need to come back over here and help as quickly as possible. But Volkmar goes down. That is GG. And Riffle Shuffle shall be the Season 9 Death Before Dishonour Grand Champion. That was crazy. That was crazy. I can't believe he brought that back. He looked like he was in such a bad position. That looked like it was in a really bad position, but he managed to come through victorious. Riffle Shuffle, you are today's champion. Well played to Daktar, though. 1.9k damage value on Volkmar the Grim, 958 on the Bright Wizard, doing some relatively solid work. Infantry Corps, honestly, the Sigma Suns overextended could be what cost him the game here. 1.2 on the handgunners, 626 and 1.5 on the silver bullets. They did massive damage value, but they needed to survive a little while longer to drag down Malekith, whose Soul Stealers kept him active, 2.7k damage value. Infantry across the board did relatively, okay, nothing to write home about really. 800 on the Dark Riders, and the Cavalry did okay. 900 work, 798, only 64 on this unit. Dark Riders did amazing, 1,200 damage value, 810, with the Manticore getting just shy of 1,000 damage value. Almost just about managing to kill Volkmar in the later stages of the game. GG, what a comeback. Glad I managed to catch the final game. That was insane. Yeah, Riffle's micro was top notch. Well-earned victory. Riffle's micro was probably the best today on stream. GG, congrats. GG, well played. GG, well played. Amazing work, Riffle. You are this season's champion. Ice Power, can I have your autograph? Damn that guy, wow, he isn't get cast often. Is he a new guy? Echoes, are you talking about Riffle Shuffle? Riffle Shuffle's been around for a long time. Very good player. A very good player all round. What's up, Ronin? Riffleware's top tier micro. Damn, his builds need some work, you say? Well, I mean, honestly, bringing builds that aren't meta is probably the way to go, in my opinion, if you've got the micro. Well done, mate. Awesome stuff. Oh. See you soon, bud. Hopefully see Riffle Shuffle soon, man. A great competitor, awesome dude, and a very good player. Yeah, if you got fantastic micro, bringing off-meta stuff, which may be suboptimal, might be really good. Might actually be really useful. because, like, it's unexpected. It's just unexpected. Ryan G, do Savage Orc Biggins beat Chosen with great weapons? If they don't, I feel like they might trade better with than Blackhawks cost-wise. I'll certainly test that out in the future, Ryan G. Thank you so much, dude, for the $5 donation. It is really appreciated. Absolutely love it there. Thank you so much, man. You are the true champ here today. Likewise, though, of course, is Riffle Shuffle. But yeah, thank you so much, man. I think Savage Orc Biggins definitely don't beat Chosen. Maybe they trade better with Blackhawks. We'll have to wait and see. I'll definitely do a test. I'll do a test and let you know, like, next stream, I'll have the answer for you. Riffle out here gaming? Oh, for sure. For sure. Great games. Thanks for casting, Mr. Duck. No worries, here you go. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves today. It was a really fun stream all around. And I'm going to drop a link for you guys. So I need your guys' help still. We haven't quite finished yet. We're going to update the scoreboard. Mr. Riffle Shuffle is today's victor. I'll be contacting him later today about his reward. I did put up a cash prize with some of my own monies, just to be, give a little shout out to these guys for playing. And we're going to go raid a Total War Warhammer streamer. So let's go find one. Total War Warhammer. And let's look to see who's live. So what we're going to go do is go on a little raid here and just yell quack at someone. So there is someone who's in an Itic Claw Legendary campaign. It is their 1 year anniversary. I think they only have 5 people watching, so let's go flood their chat with quacks and really confuse them. Let's really confuse them. Alright, let's go. Let's go raid. So guys, follow me. I will be there in a second, and we will yell quack as much as possible. Well played to Riffle. Yeah, Riffle played amazing. Thanks for hosting, Ducky, says Daktar. No worries, man. No worries whatsoever. Great games. Great stream. Loved the games. It was an awesome one all around. It was some awesome games all around. Boop, boop. So let's drop a link to this guy, and let's go on a cheeky little raid. Well played to everyone who played today. Riffle Shuffle for being champion, but Ice Power, Dr. Jellyfish, and Daktar for some, quite frankly, ridiculous games. Ridiculous stuff. And that last final could have gone either way. That was so close. But that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry, Ronan, you joined right late. Riffle did manage to win 3-2 in the finals there. But yeah, let's go on a little raid, hop in, and jump this guy. So until next time, guys, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.